Okay, hopefully it should be telling us that we are live. We are ready and set to begin for tonight's session. Well, hopefully we are anyway. I can't tell if the audio is being picked up by this thing or not. I'd love to check it, but hopefully when we get more peeps in the stream, we'll be able to figure this whole thing out. But hey, everybody, how you guys all doing tonight? Today is definitely going to be a very fun stream. We're going to be focusing on quite a lot of topics for tonight. So, focusing on the latest film for Coco, focusing on the latest arc as a whole. We're going to give our impressions on what we think of the entire arc. Did it win? Did it flop? Or was it in between? We'll get into all of that soon enough. But before we get into all the other things, greetings, everybody. My name is KG Prestige, and welcome once again back to another exciting session of the PokePod World Podcast, where me and my pals gather around for the week to go and talk about the events that have happened within, well, the past week in Nintendo World or Pokemon World. You guys already know the deal. We have, like, Coco, we have the latest episode, we have many other things, and my pals should hopefully be getting into the call soon enough, and we'll begin from there. So, hopefully, I could just take this chance right now to go and say hello to everybody here. We got a lot of beautiful folks here for tonight. I could see right there. We got Pika, we got Donnie, Nintendo Man 64, Galar Adventure, Sleeping Esper. How you guys all doing in the chat? Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Today has been a very interesting week, and if you guys do not know, at time I can't play Nad like right now anyway. So everybody's out here looking at clips, but I was gonna say, hopefully everyone's having a good time. Later, of course, as you guys already know, today is and still is actually Tyrone's birthday. So if you haven't had a chance when Tyrone gets into the call later, make sure to wish him a happy birthday in the chat. Since he's not here yet, though, let's wait until that time comes. But when he gets here, though, yeah, everybody in the chat do that for him. I think he'd love to see that sort of thing happen. At least that's what I think, anyway. But how you guys all doing, though? Hopefully everyone's good. Hey there, Ebo. Hey there, Robzo. Dill. So many great folks once again back into the call. And yeah, today is going to be an interesting stream, I'd say. Let me just make sure the audio and stuff is being picked up nicely. I'd like to think it is. There we go. Let me just close a couple of things I do not need open, as well as get the images set for tonight's pod. It's gonna be a fun one, I'd say. Let me just get water. Alright, there we go. So, have you guys been enjoying, by the way, the latest Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass? Like for the not the Isle of Armor, but the Crown Tundra. I know a little bit of time has now passed for that, as well as for me, I've already completed the main, I guess you could call a storyline for the expansion pass, and I'd say I pretty much enjoyed it. I will admit though, I'm still a bit bummed out that I can't really communicate with my Calyrex friend no more because he's not busy possessing Peony, which is kind of a bummer. I would have loved for him to have continued possessing the lad, but it is what it is, I guess. You can't always win with these things, but I hope that the concept that they incorporated here with this particular game can sort of be carried over into the sequels or into like the next generation game, because that was one of those rare instances where I really enjoyed connecting with the legendary mascot of that generation. At least that's how I viewed it. Hey there,
Happy
Rich.
birthday, Kevin. Oh shit, wrong birthday.
Nah, wrong birthday, man. How you doing, buddy?
It wouldn't be a return of Richie without getting something wrong.
I know, right? It's been a while, man. I know you've been very, very busy lately, but hopefully everything's been going good on your end.
I have to hit the books virtually.
Oh, man. But let's see. Oh,
But
hey, Ty, thank you so much for the subscription, man. Massive appreciation for that. How
that's
you
a good
doing, Ty?
loyalty. Well, thank you.
Indeed. Thank you. Once again, everybody just tuning in for tonight's session, whether you're here to watch us or subscribe or follow, all that good stuff in between. We always appreciate your love and support. So thank you guys so much for all of that. We absolutely do appreciate it. But let me double check real quick here, see if audio is being picked up. If you guys can hear Richie loud and clear as well, please let me know, and it'll help us out as we progress into tonight's session. But Richie, how have things been for you so far, though, with the expansion pass? I was just
Well,
talking a little bit about it.
that's fine. First of all, before I even start, because I know if I don't, it will kill me later. TSS, how you doing, sir?
Okay, doing great. How you feeling, folks?
There we go. There we go. Just thought I proper addressed one of our own buddies that just came in.
I just want to
But
know
for
if I just
me,
want to know if my
I mean,
volume is good
not very
because
special. Like I said, I'm hitting the books virtually. I'm doing what I'm doing in school. I'm still keeping up with like the usual things. This week, Pokemon, video games, anime, all the things that we talk about here on the show. I just haven't came on in a little bit, and I figured it might be time to come on since I have a little bit of time and
come on.
not necessarily busy with the other stuff. So I'm glad to be back.
And we're
The
glad to have
reason,
you back, buddy. As for
in
TSS,
case
Thank you,
glad to
thank
see
you.
you
now,
here as well, man. How you been?
yeah, I've been good. You might notice something a little bit different for the folks out there because, well, probably not because it's Discord and crap. I had to actually change my audio interface because apparently what was happening was, um, I changed motherboards and CPU. Obviously, I told you guys last week about Zen 3, and then what was happening was, for some reason, my audio interface would just keep on like randomly dropping the audio. Like if I'm navigating like Chrome tabs or something, the audio would just drop for a quarter of a second. Now the problem was my old interface; it hasn't had a driver update in about 2.5 years. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to take this anymore. I went out and I bought like a Focusrite Scarlett Solo, which is like, another one of those audio interfaces, and that completely fixed my problems. So it was definitely the drivers and it was definitely the hardware. So now that I have that, everything is good. And actually the preamp in this audio interface is actually better than my M audio because I can actually really hear the difference in like the clarity in my headphones. So, and hi Lightning, nice to see you. Nice to see you joining us this evening.
Well, glad to see that you managed to get that situation resolved. I remember a while ago we had that little bit of a hiccup, not in the stream itself, but rather in something else. I forgot what it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
that we
yeah,
were.
yeah. The audio is like being robotic and shit. Yeah, it's because of the audio. It was a combination of the new motherboard and driver problems and Windows 10 updating to freaking 20H2 and all this crap.
Yeah, let me
So that's
just
what it
make
is.
yeah. So, let's just double check with the community here. If everyone's all here, that should be good. KG has an e-call PTSD. To be fair, man, I know it only happened like once, but that shit traumatized me. I always get concerned whenever
It
I
was. It was.
hear.
Yeah. Because what we have here is there's two things. There's two things that KG has PTSD from: e-call and missing the fucking fox on Persona 4.
For clarification's sake, go watch our friend Terrell on his Twitch channel where he does a stream of Persona 4. You have to check him
Every
out,
Saturday
man.
night. Every
That
Saturday night. Yeah.
I always try my best to be there, and I'm always there at the beginning. But it just so happens the moment I have to go away for like a couple of minutes, the lads happen to always conveniently approach the fox. Like I swear to God,
To
it's
be fair, you were gone for like 25 minutes.
I saw it felt shorter.
Here we go.
Although you are right about the time, it was a lot longer than that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, time's weird.
Nah, man, I just hated it because I was like, hey, you know what? Let me just go away for just a little bit. Just gonna go take care of something real quick. Nah, 10 seconds later, according to TSS, I missed a fox.
No, you missed. You missed. No, you came back. You came back like literally 10 or 15 seconds, like after we did the fox thing. Because you know what? Because you know what it is. It's like, sometimes you just appear out of nowhere without even freaking announcing anything. That's and don't say you don't do that. You do that.
Yeah, I do that, but
You
I do
do.
also clarify
I mean,
when I'm
I
away
caught
too.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this year has been a lot of fun rides, man. If you haven't had the chance to watch a lot of our pals streams, whether it be on Terrell's,
Yeah.
And Tyrone's as
You
well, just to
know,
name a
it's almost
few.
it's almost as if we can accumulate all of those together. But I
Yeah,
shouldn't say
that sounds like
that.
hard work, man. I don't know.
I shouldn't say that because that would require us to actually do something, and
Oh, Robzo wants to have a Japanese update. So it's interesting because I went through like the first, well, technically 400 and something or 500 kanji optimized. Well, it's like 400. I've been writing everything down in a book, and yeah, my retention. I realized that my retention rate on Anki for that is crap now because I took it too slowly. But the whole goal of that was to just notice the different components of the kanji, not necessarily stress over recalling every keyword because some of the keywords are actually not what they actually mean. And I've actually started the N4 Anki deck, the JLPT N4 Anki deck like 2 days ago. So it's coming up well, but I will say that yes, I definitely feel that now more kanji stick out to me when I'm reading on websites and stuff, and also on Twitter. So yes, it does help a lot. It's just that I haven't done a lot of immersion lately because I've been busy at work. But for the most part, no, it's been great, and I really feel that there has been progress. So
No, that's good to hear, man.
mhm.
Even little
So
small steps always come a long way in the grand scheme of
yeah,
things.
so I'm probably gonna be done with the N4 deck in probably like 4 months or something like that. So we'll wait and we'll see. I think by like the summertime I should be past N4 level and going on to N3 level. But we just take things in stride and just have fun and not have to worry about it. I'm not on a deadline. I'm not like, oh, I have to cram this and I have to freaking I have to get good in like X amount of time. No, I'm taking it in stride and I'm working to my goal and I'm not on a specific timeline. I'm not doing this hardcore like fucking 9 hours a day or something. I just take a couple of hours out of my day, you know, read my manga, um, listen to Japanese news or watch Japanese TV, and just do my reps. And that's what it is. And I'm just
Those
having a great
raps.
time. Yeah, those Anki reps. Yeah.
Birthday beatdown.
Birthday beat there. No,
Beat
don't
his
do
ass.
Birthday punch. Birthday
That's
punch.
my pops. I love you. Help me, Dad.
Oh, Bobby.
I'm sorry, Bobby. We didn't mean you.
Holy shit, Bobby! They beat your ass.
But
They
yeah,
beat your
happy birthday.
motherfucking
Everybody
ass.
in the chat, go and say happy birthday to our lad over here, Tyrone, aka
Happy
Yeah,
Tyrone
be the
birthday,
the
guy.
God 3.
Tyrone. Hey guys,
He's
Be the
28
man.
ounces.
thank you. I am 28 ounces.
Is that 2 quarts?
Yep.
No.
Yep. That no.
No.
Let them believe.
What? Two.
Is that 2 quarts?
You can show
No, it's
people.
4 liters.
I'm sorry, 2 gallons, I guess, is the better term.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Hey, I mean, I have 2 gallons of milk in my fridge.
Yeah, damn.
Jesus Christ.
But glad to see you're doing okay, Tyrone. How's your day been, buddy?
It's been good. It's been good.
Glad
Got
to
a
hear.
lot of people.
Yeah,
on
I got the
Twitter.
clip. Let's go.
Yeah, man, look at everybody over here all saying happy birthday, man.
Yep.
It's a lot of
Thank
birthdays.
you guys. Yeah, a lot of people from fans and friends alike coming in saying happy birthday. Makes you feel like you've actually accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, man. And that's what matters the most, It's about the
Yeah.
impact you leave onto the lives of many. And it really doesn't like sink in until somebody points that out to you.
Right.
Like earlier today in Messenger, a lot of us were talking about some of our past experiences, and it's also thanks to the community as well, where we got what is it?
Ads.
Clips. God damn it! No, but what I was saying is we got clips. A lot of clips that fans have made that feature all of us in funny ways and funny scenes.
Yeah, it's like a great compilation of our escapades.
Yeah, some of the from what was it? From good jobs to Sword and Shield to just
Did you
regular
fuck my mother?
podcast sessions.
The walkthroughs, yep.
Yeah, so all of that stuff, both in live and in commentaries, it's just been an amazing, amazing ride, and I cannot wait to see where things go later down the road. But it's been a fun journey so far, I'd say.
Yeah, of course. One
KGZ
of
with
the
these.
things.
Okay. Let me clarify something just to make sure with everybody. The advertisements sort of play on their own. I in no way have any form of working on that advertisement stuff. It just
Finger
sort of does
hovers
its own
over
thing.
the ad button as he says
Yeah,
this.
look at this man over here hitting the ad time. This man's asking for ads.
His fingers just hovering over it. Also, I guess a quick announcement. I uploaded it today. You can watch Pokemon Black commentaries 18 if you got a lot of snacks and time on your
AKA the
hands.
feature length
Hey,
film.
Yeah, the feature length film, which is an hour and 30
legal
minutes.
age of
So
18
I worked
required.
on it. I worked on it last night. So there
Yeah,
you
even
go.
on his birthday, the lad's still doing his things, man.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, after this pod or later on this week, if you want to watch us go through the Chargestone Cave, you definitely can watch that commentary now.
Yeah, it
It's an
exists. So
hour.
we
It's an
have
hour
so
and
many
30
different
minutes, so it's a
options.
lot of time.
Yeah, just have it run on the TV in the background and just do something.
Yeah,
else.
like yeah,
Yeah,
Give us that
exactly.
view.
yeah. If you're working on a project, I know a lot of people are in school, so if you're doing a school project or something, you can listen to that in the background and have a good old time.
Indeed.
Pretty much.
Hot
Yeah.
damn, another ad. Hey, listen.
Okay,
Once
so
again, I have no control over those ads.
I figured out what TSS was talking about. He said there was he was talking about the iPhones, the iWatch 6's memojis, the faces.
Yes,
And
that's
one
right.
of them looks like Serena. I couldn't find the exact one that looked like Serena, so I just found one that was a blonde-haired chick with pink glasses.
Sounds generic enough for it to be Serena.
Yeah, so I was
Well,
like,
I mean, that was in as I remember, it was like in the promotional advertising of it, so it would have been in a commercial.
shit.
Well, that's all right.
Well, I found one that looked close enough.
Lightning asks Rich, he finally beat Crash 4. How's your progress coming along, Richie? Because I know you're trying to 100
You know
and what is
I
it,
need to get back
6%?
onto that. I haven't streamed in a little while because
6.
because honestly, the whole shit with the election and just focusing on school kind of caught my attention.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, "Oh, I'll stream on this day," but I said that while we were still in the middle of the election, so I never came back around to it.
Mhm.
But no promises, of course. But I might return tomorrow and actually finish of what I need to do
All right,
because
Looking
man.
forward to
that
that.
game is a completionist nightmare, as it's been dubbed.
Well, yeah. I
Mm.
mean, I think the developers kind of went a little too overboard with the completion rating, honestly. Because
Well,
they're asking for
so,
so much in this one.
ladies and gentlemen, if you want, to hear me drop a lot of f bombs, being a salty sailor, you can tune in tomorrow potentially. I say potentially in
or
case
you
I
can
don't
just watch the
stream.
PokePod. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, if they want more,
I'm kidding.
if they want more with those chips, they can come over to the Art3097 channel here on
Yeah.
Twitch, either tomorrow or if not
Mhm.
tomorrow, at some point this week, and they can put more salt into their chips.
Make sure to
More
follow
salt,
him as
yeah.
well on Twitter to
Yeah,
be
follow
updated
him so
whenever
you
he
can
Oh
is
get
going
yeah,
to go
following
live.
would be great too.
Yeah,
And
follow
Sponsored
him
by
so you can get
Pirates
more.
Booty.
also subscription because last thing subscription too because I did just add in I actually did just add in my what do you call those not emotes
Emoji?
but
Oh,
what
I
the
thought it
sub
was
tiers.
emojis.
No, I mean emojis are still in the works. Okay, sub
Ah.
badges. There we go.
There you go.
I added in my sub badges. So for those of you that are a little bit are interested, then I have some sub badges I could potentially entice you with for some good content. But again, it's totally up to you. But regardless, you'll get your nice amount of salt with those chips in the bowl. Because holy shit, that game is just kind of frustrating. But it has to be done because I promised that I would. I can't defy the people. You just can't. But yeah, it'll be a fun time at some point this week.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and set this up for just a minute because I know we have a lot to discuss for this week. And especially given that one of them is literally a movie in itself that we have to talk about. So I'm going to go and grab part one of our discussion. But before I get into that, though, is there anything in particular you guys would like to talk about while I get all this set up?
PS5 coil wine. Let's go.
Wait, what?
PS5 coil wine.
Saying it again isn't going to help me understand what the fuck you just
Oh, I
said.
thought you said the Xbox One vape. Because that's
Well,
also
that too. But the thing is, though, the latter is a problem with the people. The former is an issue with the console itself. So,
Would you like to address
PS5.
that? Because I did
Yeah.
not hear any of this.
So
Real quick
PS5.
too.
So PS5 coil whine. If you don't know what coil whine is, well, first of all, Linus has a freaking video on I guess
Linus?
Tech Quickie that he did like 6 years ago. Basically, it's when like the coils on like GPUs or graphics cards or any sort of electronics vibrate at a certain frequency, and you actually can hear it. It sounds like a whining noise.
Oh man,
So
I was thinking alcoholic drink. Fuck. Well,
wow.
continue what you were saying.
Yeah, so basically what happens is coil whine is kind of like a high pitched whine that some electronics devices make. It has something to do with the flow of electricity and it causing like subharmonic shit going on with components. So a lot of people, some people, there's some videos on YouTube that people are complaining about coil whine in the PS5. So in addition to the fan noise, you hear like this high-pitched, high-frequency noise. And almost like that.
Shit, I was guessing.
Almost like that.
Okay.
So you can look on YouTube, PS5 coil whine, and you can hear it for yourself. For some people it doesn't bother them, but the problem is, in terms of like how do we fix that? Normally you can't, because it's the electronic components that are being used in there, and since they're vibrating at a very high frequency, it's very hard to pinpoint.
Here's how you fix it. You wait like some months after it's been released and wait for them to restock.
Then maybe the next batch will fix it.
Yeah, and the next batch. This is why
Because
we don't buy launch titles.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, and also coil whine is not exclusive to game consoles. It also happens to like some like graphics cards. It also has the same problem. Also, some power supplies have the same problem too. So if you hear like a high pitched whine coming out of your electronics, that's coil whine.
Damn, I thought it was a baby in there. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Well, dog whistle. But if it was dog whistle, you couldn't hear it.
What kind of baby is that shit?
Wait. So TSS, you're telling me hypothetically, if I owned a dog and I had a PlayStation 5, the noise from the PlayStation 5 could be irritating my dog?
Well, the thing is though, it can be heard by human hearing. So it's at a lower frequency.
It must be like times 10 for dogs.
Yeah. And that's the issue. So
I was right then. I knew having my PlayStation 5 as the core in the background actually benefits me. Because
he's using it as an ornament. That way he doesn't have to.
Yeah, now my dogs won't have to suffer no more. See, guys, I was always thinking about them since the beginning. See, another success for me.
Wait, does the Xbox Series X have any technical issues right now?
I know people are saying, is all.
I know a lot of people are saying vape box, but
yeah, and also some people, they're having issues with the drive, but that's because they're putting the discs in wrong.
I do want to clarify about one thing in particular that I found hilarious. So it was discovered a while ago, or not discovered, it was talked about on a YouTube video, saying that this person who bought an Xbox One X says that his console no longer works. And it turns out that the reason, and he assumed that it was because like the Xbox One X was or Xbox Series X, I apologize, was broken. Turns out that's not the case. What really happened was that the person who he broke, what do you call it?
And he broke the NDA.
Yeah, he broke the NDA, which you're supposed to not. And because of that, Xbox, the company itself, was actually able to find and pinpoint the console and brick it.
Yes, so remote bricking.
He
broke the.
He violated the law.
Well, yeah, that too. But he broke the I forget it's not NDA, it's the I'll remember the phrase in a couple of moments. Continue.
All right, man. But yeah, so just be careful, ladies and gentlemen, when you're gonna buy yourself a new console.
Oh, the embargo. He violated the embargo before the embargo was lifted.
Riddle me this: do console wars have a reason to be a thing and needed to exist?
I mean, kind of. It's just like everybody has their sports teams. It's like when everybody has their sports teams, or like in Pokemon Go, when everybody has their like team instinct.
That's exactly
well, To be fair,
it's just like that.
To be fair, both of the new generation, to both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S are based off of AMD Zen 2 architecture anyway. So essentially, they're almost the same hardware. There's just some minor differences, obviously the boards.
Nothing's wrong with having a preference and stuff. It's when you like straight up want to fight somebody for it that it starts to become an actual problem. Like, but there's nothing wrong with a little competition. I mean, if you think this is bad, go back to the Nintendo Genesis, or even further back in like the Atari and fucking Commodore days.
Well, I would say actually, in the 80s, it was more like the 8-bit computer wars.
The computer wars.
You had the Apple II, you had the Atari 400 and 800, you had the Commodore, you had the Commodore VIC-20, and the Commodore 64, and you had the IBM PC and its clones. So
and then Nintendo was in the wars with Genesis, and Genesis was sending death threats.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Genesis does. 16-bit action.
Yeah, they were literally talking shit. I mean, hell, I remember in PlayStation when Crash was coming over to Nintendo going, "Hey, plumber boy,
mustache man,
I got it. Your time is
well, then again, though, we can thank Nintendo for the PlayStation actually, because without them fucking over Sony and going to Philips, Sony PlayStation wouldn't have existed.
You also would
so,
not
in other words, we lost God of War on Nintendo consoles. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
It wasn't even born yet.
No, but the reality was there.
PlayStation and
the only issue was that the reason why Nintendo blocked them is because Sony wanted exclusivity with the games that they had on the disc.
Yeah, and they ended up losing Final Fantasy for a little bit because of it.
Well, and also to be fair, what's also fucked up is if you open up a Super Nintendo or a Super Famicom, there's the sound chip in is actually Sony.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit! There's a new Red versus Blue. What the hell?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. They did make a new Red versus Blue.
Yeah, and it's a death battle one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna have to probably watch that later. All right, so I grew up with Red versus Blue. That's why.
I mean, that was a machinima thing, right?
Yeah, it was back in the day, and it grew to become a popular franchise till this day.
You can watch the entire old series on Netflix.
Really now?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah, it's officially licensed on Netflix.
Huh, that is shocking to me.
Yeah, if you want to watch all of Red versus Blue, because I remember the one episode where the character that's in pink, they're like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" "I'm death." No, what's in between your legs? Doom.
They have some very quotable lines.
And you can play that on your fucking Honeywell thermostat.
There you go. Now then, let me double check one last thing here. What else I got here? Oh yeah, the Legend of Zelda game is expected to come out later this week, is it?
Yeah.
Friday, isn't it?
I don't know why the mention of Legend of Zelda always makes me want to do like the Link scream like he's a fucking man.
Yeah.
In any public standard, that would be socially unacceptable. Meanwhile, I'm just
but it's cool with him, though.
It's there.
You know what's funny about Link, real quick? I know we were talking about what if Nintendo never screwed over Sony or whatever. Also.
Oh yeah, the Philips CD.
Yeah, we would never gotten those CDs.
I wonder again into. Just goes into it's like a weird tick.
I mean, listen, those games were bad, but the cutscenes made it.
I could eat a whole octorok.
Yeah, the problem is here's the thing.
Goes into it.
Try playing a Zelda game with a fucking infrared remote. That's what people had to do.
Yeah, that couldn't be me.
For real, right?
I can't wait to bash them to dongos.
Link, you okay there, buddy? Yeah. Okay, buddy. I'll leave you alone. Now, speaking about, the controller gimmicks and stuff, good news, because as God intended, now you can finally play Super Mario Sunshine with a GameCube controller on your Nintendo Switch.
I've been told you that.
No, it just came out
What do
today.
you think I've been playing the freaking Mario All Stars with?
No, we mean well. Actually, it just started. It just came out today. What are you talking about?
What Mario 3D? Oh, Mario 3D.
All Stars.
SARS, yeah, support.
Yeah.
I thought no, it been had GameCube support. It just was very bad.
No,
GameCube.
but now it's legitimate GameCube support.
Oh, so they patched it.
Yeah, now like you
Oh,
you know like the
yeah.
trigger buttons. They actually added pressure triggers now for Flood.
Good.
Oh, so
Finally.
then that could probably mean that my SM30 Pro Plus can actually
Can
do that,
actually
right?
work with that. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna test that
okay,
out
yeah.
maybe later today.
I told you I was using the GameCube controller when the game came out. I stopped using it immediately because it sucked.
Yeah, but now they patched it to make it feel like as if it came from the original. You know.
Good. Finally, I still might use my 8-bit though, but good.
Yeah, for real. Also, my 8-bit though, I think it's starting to move on its own. That sucks.
What?
Yeah, it's over here
Like
vibrating for some
physically or
reason
like in the game?
in the game.
Okay.
It's fine though. But let me double check one last thing. All right, we are good. So obviously we are going to be getting into quite a lot of discussion for tonight because we have two main topics to discuss. The first one obviously being the movie that is going to be releasing later next month on Christmas, as well as the second topic being the latest episode of Pokemon Sword and Shield / the finale of the Swoosh arc. So there is quite a lot for us to go and discuss for tonight. So we are going to get ourselves right into part one of the two-part discussion here with the film Coco. So with that being said, are you guys here in the call ready to get into it?
Or if you want to use the English dub for those that prefer that, it's Secrets of the Jungle.
And I think that's also another thing to talk about because TSS
Why did they
brought
just
up.
call
Okay.
it Coco?
Yes, because because first of all you had first of all the font for Secrets of the Jungle is a ripoff of The Road to El Dorado by DreamWorks.
I love that movie, by the way.
I mean, great soundtrack by Elton.
El
But
Dorado.
I still need to
Yeah.
see that movie again.
What? Yeah, I thought you said you didn't see it. I was about to lose my phone.
No, I've seen that movie at least.
Yeah.
I just need to see it again because it's been almost a
Yeah.
decade or so.
So you have the Road to El Dorado freaking text being stolen, and you have the jungle version of XY Ash theme.
Yeah, that song. It actually came back for. Also, I don't know if we should bring that up, but that tweet that man made.
So yeah, unfortunately, we got gold farbed, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I'm
anyone
sure
knows
we'll
what
get
I'm
into
talking
this
about,
later,
but yeah.
obviously, but
Well,
I'm sure
that
we'll
was
talk about it.
was to be expected because unfortunately, you know, some of the they cannot use Okazaki physical education music in the West. It's not going to work.
Yeah, obviously.
The licensing for that is a clusterfuck.
Some old bullshit.
Now, here's one thing I want to say though. If we're gonna just move out of the dub, because first of all, the dub is going to suffer a lot because of this, due to the fact that there are so many insert songs in this upcoming film.
Six insert songs in the film.
Somebody please, long after the movie's been on DVD or whatever in America, please edit some Phil Collins music in, please. That'd be fun for me.
Hey, listen, if it comes out with the 5-to-1 audio thing that fans done before,
to be strong,
then technically it can happen.
To be wise.
We had movie 20 restored by a fan. That is true. You are
exactly. So do it.
Okay. But yeah, so this upcoming film, I'm gonna say this right now. This trailer is one of my favorite trailers
because there's two trailers.
Yeah, there are two trailers, but I'm talking about the full trailer, not the short.
1 minute 30.
Yeah, honestly, this was my favorite trailer that they've done for Pokemon. I legitimately love this trailer. The way they handled the animation with the songs in the background just legitimately made you kind of forget that this is a Pokemon film. I swear to God, it made me forget that this is a Pokemon movie that we are about to watch, because the animation in this film looks so vibrant, so colorful. It's just a nice breath of fresh air to grasp on, and I loved everything I've seen so far. but the trailer really knocks it out of the park because, in singer in particular that I've talked about before in the past, Beverly is the one that's working on the main theme song for Coco, titled Coco. And that song that you hear in the main trailer itself is phenomenal. I just cannot wait to hear the full version of that song. It is absolutely perfect. Now, many people might know who Beverly is if they've seen Kamen Rider or if they've seen the latest story reboot of Fruits Basket, the 2019 version, I think it was. And that one basically had Beverly play the first opening for that franchise. So it is very amazing to see Beverly out here doing a song for the Pokemon film. I'm very excited to hear it. The preview so far we got is perfection in my book. But what do you guys think so far? And also, I guess I should also add to this, we actually got to hear a full listen, well, a TV size listen, I should say, of one of the tracks that are going to be in the film. Show, what was it called? Show
Window.
Show Window, that is correct. And we got to hear the full version of that. Well, the TV size version, I should clarify. And I took a listen to it. Honestly, this upcoming soundtrack is going to be a bop right now. I'm just going to say that, man. This song sounds so fantastic in my book. But I'll pass this on to you guys. Like, how do you think about what we've seen so far from the trailer in itself for Coco?
Well, first of all, I love Satoshi's design. I love the subtle Z patterns under his eyes. I like how it looks like it's actually part of his face and not like it's like drawn on.
Yeah, because it feels like it's fading, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, it looks like either, you know, like a birthmark or something that's like blended into the face as opposed to just forced onto the face. It just meshes very well, and also we get to see more of Coco's dialogue, which, you know, I've been waiting for. But the interaction, I think the chemistry in this film is going to be great. Also more freaking distribution shit. That means we're going to get Daddy Zarude, because it's a different form than what was on the freaking the tickets, the tickets that were distributed, or the pre-order tickets, because it's a different version of Zarude. If you got the movie ticket pre-distribution, you got the regular Zarude. In the movies, when you go to the movie, it'll be a different Zarude. It'll be the father Zarude, the daddy Zarude that's in the movie.
Yeah.
Also it comes with it will also come with a card, a Coco card.
I also want to add something real quick, because Mornox actually brought this up in the chat. Yes, Beverly actually did a song for the Pokemon film, specifically for Singapore, titled, if I'm correct, Future. And that song is exclusively on the Singaporean release of the English dub of I Choose You. Yeah. So, and it's a complete English song, which he's also known to do. So I'm just saying, if the dub really wants to up their game, you can theoretically get Beverly to sing the English version of Coco and have that play in the dub film. It is possible. She did do an English version of the Fruits Basket opening before. I would like to see her do an English version of Coco. Although that all depends on TPCI,
yeah. The problem is TPCI are cheap motherfuckers, and we're never gonna happen. I mean, here's the thing. Let's turn back the clock. Let's turn back the clock 13 years ago. Movie 10, Sarah Brightman and Chris Thompson. English song at the end of a Japanese movie. We never fucking got it because TPCI are fucking cheap fucks.
And it's literally right there, and it's a great song too that I feel people are missing out on.
And the fucked up thing is that version was only released on a single. When Sarah Brightman released the version of that song for her album that came out the following year, that was the version with Paul Stanley. So it was a completely different version than what was on the Pokemon single.
Damn.
Or was on the single there.
That's unfortunate, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would be nice, but the problem is you have to bank on TPCI spending money. And the thing is, though, if we have Goldfarb and Gopal everywhere infecting the freaking audio, we're not going to get freaking Beverly on the West.
Also, it
Because
looks like, judging
yeah.
from the film we got so far in the information for the dub, it doesn't. Is it look like it's going to Netflix, or is it just going to be something that they're going to release randomly?
I think they might just go to Netflix. They've been doing that for a while now.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, my only concern is it's not going to be like movie 22, where you're gonna be able to hear Japanese audio with changes.
No, of course not.
I personally think it's just going to be English audio only. They're going to go that route because I think the other one was just a convenience thing. Because it was supposed to be like a worldwide thing. Here, it's like they're not going to give a fuck, really. I don't
No,
think so.
that's an issue because it's just another film for them in their eyes. It's
Yeah.
nothing grand for them, and it kind of makes me mad because it's like diminishing the hard work that these folks are making for this film, and it's like they're not fully putting in all of the effort that they could into making that film stand out. Hell, even just having the soundtrack. We're not talking about the vocals. I mean, just the standard OST. They seem to have such a hard time just trying to bring it over here to the West, you know? But we'll see what happens.
I will say this. The only issue that I have with the dub right now is the music. The voice acting has been top notch now for the last about 3 years or so. Ever since we had people like RG, Holly Bowen, take over in like the editing department and some other behind the scenes script stuff that's been happening in the TPCI quarters. They have improved. So, just to say, I appreciate their talent. They've gotten a lot of talent, especially with the Journey series. My issue is you're taking a part of it away that makes it Pokemon. Pokemon is, for me, music. It's like you have music that is associated with a movie or a game, and then you completely strip it out and make it sound like some freaking drug addict on 14th Street with a fucking Yamaha keyboard made it. Like, I don't get it. But that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's my opinion. But realistically, with this trailer, with the two trailers, I couldn't be more excited for this movie. This movie seems pretty cool, considering that it's going to be a very basic movie. Because considering that we're going to have like three main characters, and then the side characters. Yamadera's coming back, Shokotan's coming back. We have 2 guest seiyuu as well for the other laboratory workers. That'll be pretty good. So, I'm looking forward to this. I wish, in better circumstances, I wish I could hop on a plane and fucking watch this movie. But, it is what it is. So I'm going to have to wait until it comes out in the West. Now, if we wanted a time frame, it coming out on like Blu-ray, it will probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe May or June, considering that's about 5 months. No, because if you look at when the original theatrical releases of Pokemon movies, which usually is in July, it comes out in December, so it's a 5-month gap. So if we're doing it on that logic, then it'll probably come out in like May or June, which I don't mind. It'd be cool to just get it at that time. No, it's not November, Evo. It's December. It's always December. It always was the week before Christmas. It always comes between I think it was between, normally it's December 16th and December 20th. No, I'm talking about the Blu-ray releases in Japan. I'm not talking about the dub. I'm talking about when you can actually buy the physical Blu-ray. See? That's what I mean. The dub will probably have it in 4 months' time, so probably I would say maybe even less than that, maybe even March or April. So we'll see what happens. We obviously don't know much more about the English side. We do know what's going to happen with the Japanese side, but damn, I wish I can get the other Zarude and that other card. That would be very nice, but I have to physically be there, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
sure
not in this current timeline, no.
I'm sure they'll probably do like an online code that we could probably enter.
Yeah, but sometimes it might just be local distribution.
That
Or
too,
or
and
it
I
could
would.
be or
That
it
would
could
be
be
a horrible thing to do right now.
or it could be, yeah, that's the thing. But you know what, but since since the Backstreet Boys are not as prominent in Japan right now, they can afford to do that. But for us in the West, I think it's just like, it's like a special code. It's just like when I got it, when I got the pre-sale ticket, it's a card, it's a code on a card. It's a one-time use code. So you have to fit. So what they would usually do in Japan, because I've done this a few times with like the Doraemon and it was the Doraemon movies. Yeah, I think I only did Doraemon movie and also the Yokai Watch movie. When I did that, usually they hand out the special stuff when you go into the theater. After you purchase the ticket, you go into the vestibule, and when they check your ticket, they're going to give you the distribution. They usually hand it to you in like a small plastic bag thing, like sealed. Like usually the card and the code would be in like a little like plastic seal, like you would usually find on like blister packs on a card or whatever. It's like clear.
Huh,
That's how
interesting.
the distribution usually works. And in this case, since it's only a promo card and a download card, a code card, that's probably how it's going to be done. So, I mean, you could probably find them on freaking Mercari or freaking Yahoo auctions or some shit, because there are going to be some people that want to flip it around, or even eBay. But I'm just saying that if you wanted to get it legit, you would have to go to Japan and actually go to the theater, and then they would hand it to you in the theater. That's how usually this distribution works.
Well, that's something to keep in mind whenever I want to go to Japan at some point when a film comes
Yeah,
out.
because movie 22 had that, because they had the Mewtwo card and I think it was the Mewtwo Gaole disc as well. That was
Now,
the promotional shit. Yeah.
I want to know something else.
Sure.
What does this mean for future film releases?
That's a good question. That's a problem, because if you have the thing released in December, how would you be able to do it I would think, though, at least in my opinion, I think we're going to still go back to the July. Reason why I say this is they usually plan out the next movie in December. So, since this film was only delayed by a couple of months, I would imagine another studio is probably working on the next film.
Given that they've been doing a lot of collaborations, it wouldn't be no surprise, I guess.
Yeah, because remember
Now let's get Studio Trigger to come in and make a Pokemon film. Now that I'll see.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Movie 21 had Wit Studio co-produce it, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no, I'm saying because I love
Mornox's
Studio Trigger.
question
That's
there.
what I'm saying. If they had Studio Trigger and OLM to work together to create a film, bro, that's a wrap right there. Joke's on you, it's JC Staff. No, fuck you, Dill.
Well,
I hate JC Staff.
Well, the thing is, though, JC Staff did work on some Pokemon stuff in the past.
Yes, I know. I still hate the current JC Staff, I should say.
Yeah, because it's a completely different animal.
It's a completely different animal indeed.
Yeah,
But they still did do justice with the Konosuba franchise. I'll give them that with that film.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, though, it's been not really the biggest thing. Toei Animation with all of them. No.
Right.
No, that is the moment that happens, we're gonna get a Digimon and Pokemon crossover movie, which will probably never happen in my lifetime.
Ugh.
It will happen. It will happen one day. When both of these franchises start to die out.
I can imagine Pokemon doing a reference, but I don't think they would do it flat out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Pikachu digivolves into.
No, they wouldn't do that.
Well, a lot of people argue
Mornox,
argue that Mega Evolution was basically that.
Mornox had a question for me.
Hey,
Which
again?
company did worst? Which company did worse for the dub? 4Kids at TPCI?
That depends on what we're referring to.
That's a thing.
I mean, I'm sorry, 4Kids has a permanent like they have a permanent grip on my soul, because like Veronica Taylor just did such a great Ash. There's no.
Yeah.
At her best, I love Sarah Natachini, but I have a special spot in my heart for Veronica.
Okay, here's how I look at it.
She can't be replaced.
The voice acting was better with 4Kids. The script writing is better with TPCI. And also, no fucking paint, no
Four
fucking stupid
kids
paint
made
head.
me laugh.
Paint.
There's no. I
But-
don't think Pokemon TPCI has done one joke that made me go, "Holy shit, that's funny."
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it wasn't meant to be a
Yeah,
funny
there are a few
series
moments.
anyway.
Well, it does. There's always a good. There's always charm into having.
There's
like,
always charm,
humor.
but at least they don't take a onigiri and change it into a fucking hero sandwich to roll down a fucking hill, or do some stupid paint edits where, you have to. It looks like so unnatural, and also
I didn't say
there's
it
some.
was perfect. Now we
No,
have to
no,
break some.
it
We
was
have to
it was
break some
pretty
eggs
bad.
to make an omelet. But
The problem, yeah, but the problem, yeah, the biggest problem for me was the paint edits. That was the biggest problem for me.
the shurikens was TPCI. That's not for kids.
Yeah, the shuriken thing, it's because of, you can't, and also the same thing with X, Y, and Z. It's like they can't show Satoshi freaking getting like choked out and freaking passed out because, oh, it's a kid's show, and all the freaking the soccer mom Karens will freaking write and burn down TPCI's facilities if they fucking find out.
Right.
That's the problem. The biggest issue here is we have FCC, the whole thing with the censorship shit. It is what it is. I mean, if you think about it this way, we're going back to like 1999. We had like freaking extreme like right-wing Christian groups saying that the Pokemon is the devil and stuff like that. Extreme Championship Wrestling. That also was around in 1999. Now we need Harry Slash and the Slash Tones to cover a Pokemon
imagine them
song.
wearing like bicycle gear.
Extreme, and it's just them bike pedaling.
Did it. Oh god, now you're gonna make me want to have a video with the freaking ECW theme now with the freaking Pokemon stuff now.
Yeah, but like I liked. Yeah, there was some dub errors, obviously, but I liked the charm that 4Kids gave these characters in Pokemon. It made me generally like what was happening. Like I like the one where the captain is telling everyone to evacuate the ship, and mother, women, and children first, obviously. But the captain winds up on a lifeboat himself and pieces out before everybody else gets.
Yeah, see y'all. Have fun with this shit.
It's like, oh no, this is just a safety boat that I found on the side of the river. And everybody, like, what?
Some scummy shit like that.
That shit sounds like something that would not fly by right now.
No.
Shit, man,
Nope.
I want to rewatch that again. Peace is basically what this man said.
Or the one where Ash and the others are pushing Team Rocket out back to sea because they thought they died. So they were like, they at least deserve a proper burial. And then when Team Rocket comes back out, Pikachu goes, damn, like they didn't die.
Well, to be fair, that was just in both sides, though.
Yeah, that was both sides.
Yeah.
It's just funny because like of their wording of it before the scene happened. It was so fucked. But yeah,
I need to watch that Captain scene again, though. Was that in the ship sync episode?
Yeah. If you want line accuracy, TPCI wins. But if you want humor, 4Kids wins.
Yeah, I you know what? That's the best way to say that. Yeah, I think 4Kids had its own unique charm that made itself have its own identity to separate itself from the original release of the film.
And I will say 4Kids actually, like, while they edited out some music too here and there, they at least had the decency to replace them with some decent songs. Sometimes.
No, some decent, others bangers, man. When those songs hit, those songs hit hard.
Pokemon movie 2000 soundtrack is fucking lit. Like, it's got no business being that
and
good.
You can't neglect Pokemon the first movie's OST with a lot of vocal tracks on it as well.
Well, that was in, like, and I'm sure TSS will even back this one up. That's back when, like, they cared, when they gave a fuck, when they put in effort. It's like, oh, they made the changes, but they at least put in the effort to make the changes relevant to what's happening. I feel, listening to, what was it, just Beverly from the trailer?
Yeah, this is the full version was Beverly, yes.
Yeah, listening to that from the trailer, I felt a lot coming from this movie, even though obviously we haven't seen the movie yet. Listening to the fucking Goldfarb stuff on the track, I didn't feel anything. So TSS is very right in that statement where, like, I felt nothing. It's hard for me to get emotionally invested when you got fucking, what does he call them? The when you got generic synthesizers and bullshit flutes, like
Batman Sunday.
it's hard for me to get invested. So, like T, as I said, like music can go a long way. Like it can definitely make or break presentation. So when you replace like a song that good with just generic bullshit, and it cops me out of the movie. And that was one of we love the Power of Us so well, was because it culminated together with the music and the presentation, and it all was just a great combination of things.
You can't have one thing without the other, because that other thing happens to be created specifically for that film. It doesn't make sense to get rid of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's meant to be a part of that story, and to remove something like that, and to remove the work of a person's talent like that, to replace it with something else that was never meant to be there to begin with. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see how things turn out for Coco in terms of the music side of things. It's still too early to tell. Maybe this was music that Goldfarb made specifically for just the trailer in itself, and this has nothing to do with the main film itself. Maybe it's gonna still retain
I'm sure
the
the
same
phone
songs.
agrees.
I know, there's like 3 phones going on at the same time. I think that's Messenger. But the thing is, though, I'm just hoping that the music is still gonna be incredible, at least for the original release. Because if we're correct, I think Miyazaki was confirmed already to be helping with the songs for Coco. So I'm excited for that in itself, and I'm hoping that Miyazaki listened to my demand of just having the songs that you created for the TV series and just remix them for the movie, because that way you can actually release them in the movie OST, and we'll get our opportunity to get the songs 1 year at a time, because this is the only chance we're ever going to get these goddamn songs in our possession, man. So we'll see. But before we move on into our main topic for tonight, I do want to talk about one thing that really has sparked a lot of attention. I was genuinely surprised by this, because I tweeted about this as well, and everybody seems to be saying the same thing as well. God, Ash's design in this film is fucking phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
It is good.
Like, I want you guys to understand. Let me put this image here just so I can give you a better understanding as to why this is something that's sparking a lot of excitement from fans out there. It like, I'm legitimately surprised by this. I didn't think so many fans, new and old, would be so invested in the design of Ash, but it caught me off guard with this. All right, so let's use this image here. I'm going to put this image in particular.
I noticed that thing, that logo on his hat is becoming more of a C now.
Yeah.
He took fucking hat backwards. That's why.
It's his hat. Yeah, his hat is backwards. First of all, what did you do to piss off Ash to make his hat flip backwards? I also want to say my favorite detail so far with this Ash design is the attention to detail towards outside of his eyes. Let me show you something real quick. You could see additional lines outside of the bottom edges of his eyes right there.
Yeah, it looks like he hasn't slept in about 2 days.
Yeah, this man is about to beat someone's ass for real, because he, like, legitimately, him and Pikachu, they are ready to throw the fuck down right now in this film.
It's only him and Pikachu. I really don't care for movies where he doesn't have more Pokemon. But...
Although I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, man. Some of those Pokemon that were with Ash and Pikachu, though, please let them be something from his team. I would like that. I know it's not going to happen because it doesn't make sense.
AU Ash is very stamped on that whole only use Pikachu thing.
Despite having other Pokemon, man.
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
Yeah.
But to add a little bit more into this,
his hair too. It's his hair too. Like it's a perfect balance of like volume and pointy. Like in Sun and Moon, I didn't like it because it was too curvy. And obviously, there's a lot.
Well, like I said, that's what happens when you put your fucking head in the oven for 20 minutes.
And they're shading as well.
And then I know I liked it, but a lot of people in XY didn't care for the whole pointy, like almost Goku-esque hair. This is a perfect mix between like all of it.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be sharp. It just needs to show.
Yeah, it's got volume. Yeah, it's got weight and volume. It looks like hair.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I like. Is Ash aging KG? Nah, this boy is still going to be 10 years old, but you cannot deny the fact that this design makes Ash look like he's way older than he has any right to be. Because what kind of 10-year-olds acts this way, you know, is a good question to ask. But like I said, this boy is ready to beat someone's ass right then and there in the fight. And even Pikachu too. If you take a look at like Pikachu as well, Pikachu is just as much
Does
in this
Pikachu
as
do the
well.
Does Pikachu do the cheek slap Thunderbolt in this movie?
We don't know yet. It might be one of the animations there, but we do know that Pikachu as
I
well is
got
also ready to throw down. I'm loving the film's aspect of what they're trying to say with the storytelling because it feels like the film is going into a nature versus technology sort of film. So it's going to be the humans and the Pokemon going up against weaponry and in technology because in the trailer in itself, you see, I think, what looks to be missiles going into the forest before Ash and Pikachu decide to use Iron Tail. At least that's how the scene was cut for the trailer.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, it looked like as if Ash was about to get hit by missiles and Pikachu is ready to be there with Ash to go and cut those shit in half. That's why Ash is pissed the hell off because he's like, who the fuck throws fucking missiles at a 10-year-old boy, you know? But I'm loving everything I'm seeing so far with this film. I'm loving the team up. Like I mentioned, the nature versus technology thing, if that's what they're trying to go for, I think this is the step in the right direction. I'm looking forward to the film's storyline. I'm looking forward to the music. I'm looking forward to how this story is going to end because a lot of fans were also making theories as well regarding that scene with Ash right here that they're saying like because if you notice in like the little bit of shimmer that's coming in Ash's eye as well, like it legitimately makes a lot of fans think that Zarude has straight up died and Ash is going to try to avenge somebody who or avenge the Zarude who had passed away just then and there. But like that, like I don't know how fans are going into that nuts into speculation, but if they do some stunt like that though, bro, that this is gonna be my favorite Ash in anything so far. I'm just gonna say. I'm looking forward to this film. There's a lot of potential. They got one of my favorite singers, Beverly, to do a song for this, man. That already got me extremely hyped. I'm loving that. And Taiko Okazaki, and what's it called? The full name Okazaki
Physical education.
Physical Education. Thank you. The song that he has shown off so far for Show Window is a bop. I'm loving it. I cannot wait to hear more of it later down the road. It is looking promising. So hopefully the additional time that also passed by as well since its initial release to now, because originally it was meant to release earlier in the summer, maybe gave it an opportunity for them to also polish the film as well and might potentially be one of Pokemon's best animated films, which is a very
One of the
hard
best in the
task to
modern
do.
era for sure, probably.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. But I'm just saying, everything that I've seen so far looks absolutely promising in my book. And I cannot wait to see what they have in store for the film once it releases. And hopefully we can get our hands on it sooner than, later.
Could this movie be the extended version of the episode Kangaskhan Kid?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
That's
Nope.
implying that this is connected to the main storyline, and
Yeah, exactly.
this is alternate universe. So yeah, but I'm just
Yeah, I
saying
don't know
right
about
now.
that one.
I just want to say I know this sounds stupid, but I'm really loving alternate universe Ash. I know there's a lot of errors with this because it's Ash by himself, but honestly, it's not that I'm enjoying Ash as a character. It's I'm enjoying the world Ash is traveling in. Like I'm
Yeah, I was gonna
enjoying the
say,
characters outside
the
of Ash.
scenery that Ash happens to be a part of is cool, but I'm not really a fan of like just him because I like Ash as a character, but he's also a character that's been used for a really long time. So actually I'm always interested to see how his traveling companions interact in movies.
But this is
So,
the first film where he's
unfortunately,
legitimately
Sun and
by
Moon-
himself, though.
I would say, yeah, unfortunately, Sun and Moon doesn't get that luxury because, they never were in a movie. And I believe, I think the last one was XY. Yeah, XY, we had traveling companions that at least got to be in a movie, whereas here, unfortunately, that means no Sun and Moon characters. We never get to see how, like, I don't know, Kiawe or Lily or the others would act in a movie, and it's kind of makes me sad.
Although, as we've stated with Sun and Moon stuff, it's more like they just had the movies in the...
which is really sad for this movie because I actually think Go would play a legitimately good role in this movie. I think Go would represent how technology is supposed to be used. He would be an ambassador for technology, but in a way that, like, is utilizing it. Like, he's the one that would teach Coco that not all technology is bad.
Yeah, if they have to make Ash be the one to show that off, I
Ash,
don't think it'll make sense.
it won't work as well because Ash, for all intents and purposes, isn't that adept in technology. So, like, I like the idea. And, like, hell, like, the villains could probably weirdly, like, convince Go that they're doing this for the better of Coco when, in fact, they have ill intentions. And by the time Go realizes this, he's the one that, like, catches on and is able to play a more significant role in the movie and understand that, oh, sometimes humans use technology for bad stuff, which would increase his character in a way. And yeah, character development in a movie, a lot of people will be like, not canon. But as far as I'm concerned, it's still putting a character in a different position.
Yeah. This is
So
also
it's less
why,
about canosity and more about exposure.
this is why I'm interested in the direction for this film, is only because if you think about it, this is really the only film where Ash is legitimately solo until he meets Coco, because we don't see him hanging out with anybody else aside from Coco. You
Donnie
know,
really has something against Go, even though the idea I made was very flexible in how it utilizes characters. But
you know. But we'll see what happens with Go if he ever makes it into storyline. As we stated, like, I think even in the first trailer when it came out, the teaser trailer, we were all excited to see if maybe Go would appear, because his concept of catching and all that would work very well in this film as well.
yeah, definitely.
Because
and
they're
like,
going to a forest inhabited with a lot of rare Pokemon.
in the movie, he would want to catch a Pokemon, but they would stop him. Like Zarude would probably stop him, and then like that. Obviously, that can keep him so the movie can stay non-canon, I guess.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to the Phalanx being in the movie. Oh man, them
I do
Kirby's,
like
I'm loving them in this trailer
I like
too.
that they're actually in a movie.
Yeah, they're just over there marching, being good lads. And everybody's also being happy about those guys. So march on, my Phalanx friends, and hopefully we'll see more of you in the film. Hopefully Ash commands the Phalanx to do something. Maybe not own them, but just command them to do something. Like I mentioned, I'm loving the concept so far. I can't wait to see it in action. And I can't wait to hear all the songs play out and how they're incorporated into the film. Bro, if they do like a segment in that, because we know insert songs are in this film, if they have a song play, like a vocal track play during like a climactic moment in the fight, like it's a somber song, that's gonna hit me in all the right places. I'm just saying, it's gonna be like the new generation brother, my brother.
I'm gonna tell you now, like, no, it wouldn't be the hypocrisy of it, because like I said, before Go tries to catch one, they would stop him and tell him he can't. In the Pokemon anime, they've always respected, like, if they try to catch a Pokemon and someone tells them they can't because this is a safe haven for Pokemon or something, they'll stop. They'll stop. I think AG had one with the Bulbasaur area. I think OG actually had one where they couldn't catch Pokemon in a certain area. Officer Ginny actually stopped them from doing it before they did it. So they do respect policy.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be the issue. Like, before Go tries to catch a Pokemon, and that also means Go can pick, like, I don't know, 4 random Pokemon to bring on his team so we could see Go's Pokemon. But not like that's how you use characters. It's like, do you think these movies could have? Do you think past movies could have worked with just Ash? Like, I doubt it. Like,
certain
for example,
films were built with those characters in mind. That's the
like
thing.
for example, like the Diancie movie where they all go dress shopping. Well, obviously Ash can't do that. That's
He's gonna be so confused. Like, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah, that's a Serena and Bonnie thing. So they utilized them in different ways so that they could fit for the movie. I feel it's kind of limited to only have Ash as.
Well, then again, though, you have to remember.
Go on.
You have to remember though that the formula had to change because the ratings for the movies, the box office wasn't great, and considering that Yama did the freaking 19 movies,
yeah,
to have it last that long, they needed to change something. Otherwise, that's why movie 20 was such a hit, because the AU, it was completely different than what we've had before. And that's one of the reasons why it was so successful, because it was completely different than what the original formula was.
And even movie 21 was also very successful too. Not to the scale of movie 20, but it was still leagues above what we've had prior to movie 20, It is still something to acknowledge. And honestly, it's still my favorite film from the Pokemon franchise so far. I really love that film so much. So we'll see if Coco can actually outperform The Power of Us, because that in itself is incredible storytelling. The only downside to it was Ash was very neglected in that story, but that was kind of what they intended to go for with that film. It wasn't his
Yeah.
story; it was the story of everyone else as well. He just
Right.
happened to be the piece to put everything together. So hey there, Truman, how you doing, buddy? But with that being said, are you guys all ready here to go and discuss the episode now? Why don't we?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Alrighty then. So this is where let's get right into it. So we have finally came to the closure of the swoosh arc at last. 4 chapters, 4 episodes.
Well, technically, Darkest Day arc.
Yeah, I just call it the swoosh arc because for shorter terms.
Swoosh.
Yeah, because this is the Darkest Day plot line, as we mentioned, and this episode came, it went, and now time has passed. Why don't we go and take this opportunity now to discuss what this arc did as a whole for the characters, and did it succeed or did it fail? Let's get right into it. So, Sword and Shield 4, titled, well, that, and Ultimate Sword and Shield. What do you guys think about this episode? Now, to me personally, I still am under the boat of wanting at least one more episode, but I will not deny the fact that there were certain elements in this finale here that I thought was pretty great. It's just, unfortunately, there were also some downsides to it that kind of affected my overall rating of the episode. But I still would say that this arc as a whole, if this was their first attempt to what they want to do for later arcs in Journeys, I think this was the step in the right direction. There's some little inconsistencies here and there, but I think if they're going in this route, this is a good first step in my book. But now, let me pass it on to you guys, and then from there, we'll start breaking things down bit by bit and talk about some of the pros and cons.
Go. Let's let Richie go, because Richie, I know you probably want to get your stuff out there.
Can I just say that Rayhan is the smoothest motherfucker I've seen in this
I know
universe?
Yeah.
that shit.
Rayhan, my man, listen. You were good in the games, but goddamn, the anime made you into this smooth the woman type.
He's kind of a Chad in this one.
Yeah,
No,
he's Chad
he's always been-
Thundercock, man. He's an incredible lad
I
right
was
here.
gonna ask the other day, but all these
Actually,
Pokemon destroying our town.
I actually want to ask TSS this because he's the only one out of everyone here in this call that actually understands the language very well. And I'm sure he probably knows, maybe, of what I'm about to ask before I actually go on with my opinion. But the subs had him say, because I was watching the subs, the subs had him say, something about going out on a date. Did he actually say?
Yes, he did.
Damn.
Beautiful.
And also,
Beautiful.
it's the first episode where somebody was, I think, not since I would say, Alpuco, Holiday in Alpuco, that Bijin-chan is used.
I know this comment actually made a lot of people a little upset though, because they shipped Raihan with Leon.
But the thing is though, they don't give a fuck about this. It's like
Twitter's not happy, so who cares?
it's a family show. They're not gonna do that. It's
Well, they also a lot of, on the other end too, people have been shipping Leon and Sonya, which that ship obviously is a little bit more substantial towards
it's
the
more
plot.
realistic. It's more
it's more substantial towards the narrative.
I mean, there has to have been a reason why the flashbacks with Leon and Sonya were there to begin with.
Yeah, because it's there.
There were no
And I agree
flashbacks
with
with
that.
Sonya and Raihan.
Like nothing.
Exactly. They know who they're trying to target with this arc here, man.
Mhm.
But yeah, so anything else you'd like to add to that, Rich?
Oh no, I mean, I just wanted to point that out. Rayhan's a source of inspiration for us singlets. But no, as far as the actual opinion about the series, while I'm hearing interesting feedback of my own that I can still hear myself from whoever's mic that is. So whoever that is, fix that, por favor.
Actually, I don't hear anything.
No, I don't
Actually,
hear it
Yeah,
either.
I'm not
Really?
yeah,
All right. Hello.
yeah, no,
All right, whatever.
nothing. Chad, do you
No.
guys hear
Alright.
anything? Because if it's happening to Richie, it would have
I-
probably happened to
My
one of us.
mic-
My mic's sensitivity. Like I said, I raise the sensitivity on my Discord so that any sort of feedback doesn't come back.
I heard a meow. There are no meows in this call. I'll just say that right now.
I mean, I thought the episode itself was pretty good. I'm not gonna say it was great, but it was pretty good. I mean, it was decent. It was watchable. I definitely enjoyed finally seeing the evolutions of both Lucario and Cinderace, even though literally we've already gotten spoiled for that for like a good amount of time now. And that's the thing that I kind of don't like so far about Journeys is that they kind of just for a few events, including these two evolutions, they kind of just like spoiled them ahead of time, and that and obviously I don't think I'm the only one that has his opinion, but to me that kind of ruins the surprise factor because if I want to see an evolution, I'd rather not be given any hints. I'd rather not be spoiled about it. Now, of course, you can't really avoid that with merchandise because merchandise is one thing. But I'm talking about like as far as like in the opening, as far as like the mini trailers that the Anti-Poke official account on Twitter does sometimes, which there's unfortunately doing for the Mewtwo episode, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I'd rather just come in with some sort of I'd rather come in partially blind, meaning like I'd rather come in half knowing that it may happen or it may not happen.
Yeah, like
But
if they
despite
didn't say anything, you might have assumed it might have happened in the Mewtwo episode and not in
I
this one.
would have, and I would have preferred that way because at least then we wouldn't have not known, and the surprise factor and the moment would have meant a little bit more.
Or make two versions of the opening with Reboot and Riolu in the Cinderace and Lucario spot until the episode of.
Yeah,
That would have
I
been
don't
kind of
know.
cool.
But even then, they would have highlighted those
like.
2 months, so you knew something was happening. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, my opinion about the arc is this, because I know I didn't give too much thought about this episode. It's not that it was bad, but I feel like most of my stock is more into the entire thing. But overall, I think the entire arc was pretty good. I unfortunately do think, well, unfortunately for those that think, oh, it's not of what I'm about to say, but unfortunately, it did obviously get rushed because obviously the full flesh Sword Shield story, which I think is one of the whatever you agree or disagree, I think Sword and Shield has like a very misunderstood story from the games because some people don't get it, some people do, and when you're trying to when you're trying to translate that into the anime into like this 4 episode arc, you're going to miss out on like some elements of what made the story great in the games. Now, of course, I'm not saying that as a fact, I'm saying that as like an opinion, but they did a pretty decent job with how they handled it. I mean, sure, there are some elements, like I said, that were missing that could have made it a little bit better. But I think considering the fact that we got like a 4 episode arc, it wasn't terrible. Again, it's something I could just rewatch over and over again and not really be upset with the final product. Thought the characters were done about as well as you expect, considering their personalities and their interactions with the main cast. Um, I guess just to give a few more comments before I'm done is that if they plan on adding the Calyrex stuff, which I'm guessing they might, I can see that maybe as like a prediction. I can see that as maybe a way for Rose to return because if you guys remember near the end of the episode, when they showed out the helicopter landing at the grass hills or whatever, they said that he was just nowhere to be seen. So I imagine that there will be the door open for him to come back in like a future arc because I refuse to believe in Galar because I refuse to believe that this is like the final time we're ever going to be in this region to this degree of like story and significance. I feel like we're gonna have something like this again. Not with a Tornadus, I mean, but more so of the story to uncover. And I think Calyrex is going to be that return of Mr. Rose. And lastly, the episode itself, I thought, like I said, it was a pretty good episode. It was nice to see the characteristics of all the characteristics of Scorbunny's evolution throughout the stages it's been through, kind of mixed together into Cinderace, which is nice. I mean, because it kind of has the Tsundere like attitude, but it's also a little bit more cheerful. It's a little more open, and that kind of just shows the reflection of the friendship of Go and Cinderace, which I've always appreciate Pokemon for doing. And obviously, Ash and Lucario has been a long time in the making because a lot of fans have been wanting to see this for a while, especially with the fact that he seemingly has that aura connection from like the one time in Diamond and Pearl. So it was bound to happen at some point for him to get a Riolu, which would eventually turn into a Lucario. So overall, I thought the arc was pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it's also not bad. The episode itself, I thought they did a nice job with the circumstances that they were in, whatever you want to call it, self-imposed or not. I thought they still did pretty nice. So overall, it gets a passing grade for me. I really enjoyed it, and it may not be the greatest, but it's also not, again, terrible. So that's pretty much it for now.
All right, man. Well, who else wants to hop into this one? Tyrone, you want to go next?
I blinked and missed it.
Damn, is that how you feel about this arc?
Yeah, I blinked and missed the damn arc. I missed that finale more specifically.
There was a finale?
Yeah, did you see it? It came right after the opening, I think. Which, why an opening? What the fuck? The finale of a 4-episode arc. Get that shit out of it. Stop wasting time. They even did a recap too. I'm like, just get to it. Like you need all the minutes. You need all the minutes. Because I liked I want to say I liked, if I had to pick, I'd say I'd like the first. I like the first episode, the second episode, but the last 2 episodes were kind of to me. They were kind of meh. Because the first episode did a good job of establishing Ash and Leon as defending Galar from the Gigantamax Pokemon. So we got exposure to more Gigantamaxes. The second episode did a good job with Go and Sonia's like development with the research search of Galar. So they both are doing their respective tasks. The third episode, it kind of muddles with it a little bit. And the final episode, I want to enjoy it. I really do. But everything happens so quickly, I never get the chance to like fully digest anything. Like it all happens at rapid pace, and I get it. It's because, we had 24 minutes left. A little less than that if you consider, commercials and shit, I guess. But like, it didn't sit right with me. I don't get me wrong. One, I did like bits about it. Like I like when Go and Ash both got impressed by each other's evolutions. That was kind of cool. I do like that. They tried to at least do the whole Zacian and Zamazenta like story arc. I do like that I predicted it correctly too. Ash and Go would throw the Pokeball at the same time because we discussed that in the last PokePod episode. So I actually called that shit. That was pretty cool. But other than that, everything happened so quickly. I was kind of hoping there'd be a bit more of a struggle. Eternatus was a giant. He was a target. He was just a giant target for Ash and for Ash Go and his Pokemon. Like, he was just a huge, huge target. It didn't take long at all for them to bring that damn thing down. Once Zacian and Zamazenta came, the match was basically a one-sided snowball fight. Like, I was kind of wishing there'd be a little bit of a struggle. Like, a little bit of a struggle. And then Leon and his Charizard could have came out of nowhere with, like, the last ounce of their strength and used an air slash to, like, distract Eternatus long enough for them to do, like, a shonen push through. And then we still would have gotten our moment, but no, we didn't get that either. Leon actually looked kind of helpless for the largest section of this fight, and it's kind of sad. He didn't get any real hits off on Eternatus at all.
On screen, anyway, from what we can
Yeah,
tell.
and he also is made to look like a joke. He throws an Ultra Ball, and it doesn't work. But a fucking Pokeball does the trick on a stronger Eternatus. I'm sorry. I get it. RNG. That's exactly what you're going to say. But this is literally the Ultra Ball's like one of its few appearances in the anime. And that's how you choose to fucking do it? That's how you choose to show an Ultra Ball off? Is to make it fail? No, thank you, show. I'm good. Like, in an anime, an Ultra Ball's strength above a Pokeball should be noticeable. But here, now it just looks like a black and yellow weaker Pokeball.
No, because Eternatus was not weakened, and I'll get to that point in a few moments.
Charizard did some damage on it, and it's
yeah,
weaker
but not
form.
not enough damage.
And the problem was in the Pokeball did a better job, but Eternatus was at a stronger form at that point.
It's at KG's luck. That's basically what happened.
Yay!
Yeah, which is great for memes and shit. It's terrible for story writing. Terrible.
To be fair, in the video games, you can do that too, though.
Great for memes and shit. Terrible for story writing.
Yeah, but no, it's not. It's not that. But I'll get into my piece.
The joke then becomes painfully obvious. Ultra Ball has a higher percentage. Herpadur, Pokebur. Like that, the joke makes
but that means it's actually accurate to the damn games. Just because you throw a damn Ultra Ball doesn't mean jack shit.
Oh no, like I said, I know it's the thing, but then at that point you don't even need if that's the case, the Ultra Ball doesn't even need to exist in video games if that's the case. Like at this point, you need to decide what are you willing to sacrifice, because you can't have the best of both worlds in this situation. You either have an Ultra Ball that's consistent, or you have a Pokeball that defeats all of that, and you just delete Ultra Ball as a mechanic. Then don't even make the gimmick that it's better than a Pokeball if continuously when you show it off, it's never better than a Pokeball, because then you defeated the purpose.
It's just a randomness. That's what
right.
It is.
Yeah,
and I know I'm making a big deal out of a goddamn ball mechanic, but still, the only reason I make a big deal out of it is because the video game makes a big deal out of it.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
But the thing is though, it doesn't matter what you have. The only guaranteed ball in this fucking universe is the Master Ball, and not even that because you had freaking Wish Cash freaking eat the damn thing.
Like if that's the case, then we need to change the game mechanic so the Pokeball has the highest catch rate.
No,
but
it just has the highest luck rate, not catch rate.
Well, no, it doesn't even have the highest luck rate. In percentage, if you do the equation, the actual equation that's on the Pokeballs, like in the video game's mechanics, it has a worse chance of catching a Pokemon than an Ultra Ball does, mechanically. But, it's RNGesus.
And I guess RNGesus was under. Yeah. To be fair, also the Pokemon was knocked out compared to when Leon fought it as well. When
yes, that's my whole point.
But then that just makes Leon look like a worse character.
But to consider, you're
supposed to weaken the Pokemon before you catch it, so that just makes Leon look incompetent.
Yeah, but to think that he was attacking him he was attacking Eternatus already, thinking that it's weak enough, but no, it wasn't.
So then that just means Leon's judgment of character is bad. Like,
how do you judge a thing? How do you judge a giant-ass alien?
How do you judge an alien? It's like you don't know. It's like
they obviously Ash and Go did a pretty damn good job of judging
because it was knocked down.
They got help. Yeah, but because they got help. They got help with the freaking the dogs.
Like no matter how many ways you slice it, it makes Leon look bad.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they're just copying what the game did, and
exactly. They're channeling the games, and therefore it's accurate to the games.
Yeah, but the problem is that the game didn't even do a good job of that part of the story. It made Leon look significantly weak.
Which was the point. So they actually did something in the game.
It's one of the things, unfortunately, where it's like you have to sacrifice character for narrative, which in narrative obviously won.
Well, yeah,
which is sad, but it's true. And unfortunately, I'm willing to compromise because obviously they're literally just copying and pasting that plot point from the game.
Except they're doing a better job.
It's just one of the things. Yeah, well, they did. So here and there, they actually did a better job with the research section. I think the research section of this was overall better. And I do love like the fact that Ash and Leon had to actually fight some of the Gigantamax Pokemon.
Yeah, before they got to this round.
Yeah, one spot to the other. And also, like if we're tackling other things, I can buy the Riolu fighting Ferrothorn and Capraja situation because it involved in Lucario anyway. But Reboot fighting Milotic, every time I see this fight, I get mad because I'm like, I don't know who's bad. Is Go just really good with Reboot, or is Milotic and Oleana, characters that are older and Milotic being a stronger Pokemon, just that bad? Like,
It's called
What
It's called
happened?
stat boosts. That's what it's called.
It's called plot armor. What are you talking about?
Yeah. This is one of those ones where you literally had to throw your brain out. You have to throw your brain
Okay,
out. And
can I
enjoy
talk
it.
about that scene actually? Because there was something that I addressed in my reaction for this episode. So in that scene when
Because Rabu got hit with hella hydro pumps. I just want to point that out.
yeah, that's what I want to bring up. So it's not about the hits; it's about what Oleana did while Go was doing something else. So there is a scene, if you go back to the episode, where they focus on Go sitting on the floor, thinking about what his next plan is. And Reboot was just standing there, and so was Oleana and Milotic, while Go was just over there thinking about what he's want to do. Like, he's legitimately thinking. He just wait, like, Oleana just waited for them to make their next move. Like, she didn't even
And
do
this is technically, if you want to get into the big meat of things, it's not Oleana's fault. It's the writers for not making her have Milotic attack.
No, no. I'm saying that it's because it's so awkward that was just sort of something that was there when it shouldn't be, because she's supposed to be a threat. She wants to, take out the competition. Hell, she points it out like a dozen times, saying, if you're gonna get in my way, I'm gonna knock you out. And she's like, there was a perfect opportunity where Go was just thinking over there to the side, not paying attention to the battle. You could have, done an attack and taken out that reboot before it evolved. Bada bing, bada boom, game over, But nothing happened at all. I just found that a little odd to me personally. Now, as you mentioned before with the Lucario bit, the Riolu evolution to Lucario, that was years in the making. We've waited almost 15 something years, I want to say, for I don't know, like a decade.
No, it is 15 because movie 8 came out in 2005.
Damn, so 15 years. Also, fun fact as well, the voice actor for Lucario in Ash's team is the exact same voice actor that voiced Lucario in movie 8 as well as in Smash Brothers. This, I legitimately am believing in the realm of this being the reincarnation of that Lucario from movie 8. Like, if there's anything that they want to tie with the films, aside from movie 1, let this Lucario be the reincarnation of movie 8.
Well, to be
Lucario.
fair, the aura did reference,
multiple times. Even
multiple times.
The thing that caught me interested the most was in the sequence in itself when Lucario didn't say anything. He just let loose some aura, and Ash immediately picked up as to what the hell it's asking for. I love that. It is such a small, like, you've waited so long to hear Ash say those words, man, and it just feels so
especially when
refreshing.
It's actually his.
Yeah, when it's actually his, you're right. And I just loved it so much. That entire sequence to me was just great. I love the evolution sequence. The only thing I did not like personally were the one-shots. My God, those one-shot attacks really came in for both Go and for Ash. That was like my only gripe with this episode. It's like, these guys are supposed to be threats, and through the power of friendship and plot armor, one-shot attacks, here we go for both.
Well, that's like in the games where you have a freaking crit, so it wouldn't be sad.
But I just found it funny because it's like, I understand a little bit for Lucario, because, Aura Sphere, fighting moves.
In all seriousness, supposed to lose that fight.
Yeah.
Even if Cinderace, it would have lost that fight.
They should have died before it evolved into a reboot.
Oh, yeah, of course. Like, this is like, I would have much rather have been able to digest Garbodor losing to Cinderace. That's fine.
Yeah, as many people say, it was a super effective move, but yeah,
there's no type advantages or anything. This one is like, how much bullshit are you willing to accept before you start?
3-time crits, it's happened.
And I know everybody says video game. Yeah, but now that I just had to throw my brain away. Like, if you want to enjoy this episode, you have to throw your brain away, because it required, you can't think. If you think, you're gonna get upset.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, the Lucario bit, I was fine with, because typings and everything made sense. I understand that.
Not even just that. Ash is a more competent battler than Go. So I can
even though the only thing he did in that fight after Lucario evolved was just simply ask it to do Aura Sphere, and it worked for both. But to be fair, those two Pokemon are slow as fuck as well, so that's why. But I don't know. I just feel like there should have been a little bit more build up to that Aura Sphere moment, I'm saying. But that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah,
I now for the go
you
bits,
just-
I don't know
you
how to
just-
defend that, my friend.
you just have to throw away your suspension of disbelief.
I have no idea how the hell I'm supposed to defend that go bit, though.
Yeah, just throw away your suspension of disbelief. Don't try to.
That's why for me this episode actually ranks the least in the rankings for me of the episode.
Really?
Well,
Well, I guess
like I
we should
said,
pass this
the
on to
first
TSS
two
then.
episodes- Yeah, I was gonna say the first.
Well,
I'm very curious. to hear this.
here's the thing. First of all, the whole arc for me gets a 9.25. But the only reason why it gets a 9.25 is because the last episode only gets a 9 and not like a 9.5 or
I'm not even giving it
9.75.
a 9. I'm sorry, that finale was kind of whack to me.
No,
Nah,
let's hear
but
TSS
again-
say his opinions, though.
But the thing is though, like I said, we look at things differently. I tend not to think too much on this because the whole thing is you have to look at it from a perspective of, okay, this is a great arc to watch if you have 90 minutes. This was designed if you had 90 minutes and wanted to binge watch this whole thing from start to finish, and that's fine. But the way that they handled it with a limited amount of time is better than some of the arcs that take like 8 to 10 episodes in a lot of the meta series. And of course that's my opinion. Now the other thing about it is, for this last episode, I did like the fact that we had first of all, Meowth actually did something. Because we were saying, oh, Meowth didn't do shit when it actually did. The Rocket's trying to like convince that Meowth is like, do stuff for Sakaki, and he, like, it's like, remember, and then he turns to attack Eternatus, where they fucking just blow away. But that's at least they did something with that. The whole Leon thing was fine. I was actually glad the way that they handled that, because it mirrors once again with the games. The Go fight is the reason why I didn't rank this as high as the other ones. But again, I think for me, when I do this, it's like the entertainment factor. Like for me, when I watch this, I base it on how much fun I have watching it. Now, like I said, people will have differing opinions. Some people are giving it like 6s and stuff. That's fine. But the way I look at it is, I have a great time watching this. The whole Zacian thing, where they had first of all, the whole thing where you got the sword and the shield, you bringing the sword and the shield together, and then having Zacian and Zamazenta come together with the games, like they did in the games where they transformed into their ultimate forms. That was a cool sequence. And again, the whole Ultra Ball and suspense and Leon getting knocked out, just left the door open for Satoshi and Go. Great storytelling. The whole Chairman Rose thing was a great storytelling too, because it kind of had a twist that I wasn't expecting. I know it's like the kind of the end result, but you don't have like the it didn't happen in exactly the way I thought, and that's a pretty good variation on that. And let's see. Yeah, the Raihan bit with Sonya is a pretty good thing. It's a pretty good foreshadowing. So, yeah, that's the main meat and potatoes. Having that whole sequence with Satoshi and Go capturing Eternatus, and then having here Marina Eicholz get her $10 for the episode. That was pretty cool. It's like let's see. Mugendai ni Pokemon. Let's see. Zukan ni torakusarimasu. Just to hear that fucking shit. That's some great stuff too.
Also, I guess
then,
to also add to that as well. Holy shit, Go caught legendary.
I know.
I was so shocked by that outcome.
We
honestly,
called it in the last PokePod episode.
I know, but I was just still so shocked by that outcome, man.
But to see it is just great. It's just great. Now and then of course at the end you finally get the closure where Magnolia Sonya becomes the professor, and I think that's a good closure. And now Eternatus is in a safe that nobody can freaking break through.
Until it wakes up, as they state.
Yes.
Which I think I love how ominous that is, because it's like, we need to do something before this thing wakes up.
Yeah.
If we don't do anything, we're
So
fucked
this
again.
also follows the logic, and this is the logic in the anime now, so no one can say
But
games.
I got a question though.
Yeah.
So aren't Pokemon able to come out of their Pokeballs
I
at their
was
own
just
free
about
will?
to fucking ask that. Literally, I was gonna say, well, how consistent are they gonna be with the can Pokemon come out at will situation?
Because
that's a
Oshawott
question.
did it, Psyduck did it.
Yeah, because that's the rule they made in anime. Is that
baby.
that's the rule they made in the anime that they can come out whenever they want. So, with that being said, how consistent are they gonna be? And don't sit there and say it's a special state that can't be fucking broken.
It's a
If that was the
Pokeball.
case, use that same logic to conceal Eternatus the first damn time, because it broke out of a giant fucking stone circle thing that that Chairman Rose made. That couldn't contain Eternatus. But you mean to tell me the Pokeball that's sealed in the tiny metal safe can? All right, cool.
Technology has advanced, Tyrone. Also, before we continue, though, two of our buddies actually want to hop in on the call. Would you be okay with that?
Fuck them. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, all right. Tyrone said fuck them.
Oh no, I'm kidding. Bring them on.
Yeah, but before we get them on, I just want to finish. And it's like I said, what I really like about the series is that everybody has differing opinions. I love that. I love that fact. And like I said, for me, people look at the episodes differently. I have a different mindset. Tyrone has a different mindset. Richie has a different mindset. KG has a different mindset. That's what makes it so much fun, because people can disagree, but I'd say that even though this series is so divisive, it's still a hell of a ride.
I mean,
I do admit.
what I say, because essentially, when the anime exists, or even an anime or video game, when you make any form of fiction, you've created a universe and you create rules in that universe that need to be consistent. It's just like if you made a Scooby-Doo episode where Scooby was brave the whole episode, but with no context or explanation. Scooby's supposed to be a coward. So that's his character trait. That's the rules that have been established in the show. So if you change his character or you change the rules, you need to at least explain why you changed the rules. Don't just go, oh, Reboot beat fucking Milotic because we need it to happen in this moment.
Also, TSS, may you be able to drag him in? Because I don't think I can do it.
Yeah. All right. I will do that. So, like I said, for me, overall 9 out of 10, but the fourth episode is the weakest in my opinion.
All right. Well, let's try to get these boys in then. Hey, you guys here?
What the fuck? What the fuck? I drag a guy in. Yeah. He doesn't even want to be in here.
Goggles.
No. What happened what happened is that I also tried to move him, and you also tried to as well.
Oh, so Richie dragged him back by accident. Good job, buddy.
No, we canceled it, unfortunately.
Yeah, but before we continue, though, let's introduce some of our new folks we got into the call for tonight. So let's start with the first one here. Hi there, Trayman. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, what's up, guys? I appreciate letting us join in. Also, happy birthday,
problem, man. Just let us know. We'll always have you guys on board whenever we can, of course.
Thank you.
And the other one, of course, is our good buddy Goggles. How you doing, buddy?
Hey everybody, I'm doing pretty good. Also, happy birthday, Tyrone.
Oh yeah, Tyrone. Oh no,
Wait, Tyrone just fucking left, and he's like, doesn't even want to know fucking happy birthday.
He knows because I was watching the stream, and when he went to redeem his fucking Applebee's birthday notice. That's what.
Once again, to chat, if you guys are unaware, because I know some might have been a little late. Today is technically Tyrone's birthday, so if you'd love to go and give him a birthday shout out, yeah, happy birthday, Trayman.
What the fuck? What the fuck? That's Tyrone's birthday.
It's Tyrone's birthday, not Trayman's birthday. Oops. Feliz Navidad, someone says. But first of all, we're glad to have you on board, guys, and we love to hear your take on it, because at the end of the day, we always love to hear everyone's side of the story. And a lot of us here in this call all clearly have different perspectives as to how we saw this episode. Some love seeing the pimps shine beautifully, like with Raihan here. Others love seeing the story concept. Others love seeing the evolution and just the arc as a whole. But we'll begin one step at a time. Trayman, let's start with you. What did you think about this whole thing so far with this arc?
As for the arc, I agree with you on it needs to be longer. like especially with this part right here, because I think this was a great conclusion, but I would have had it go where maybe this part, if I turn this into regular form, and maybe in the second part, that's where we get Eternal Max. Maybe extend the fight a little longer, have like Farfetch, Gengar, Dragonite come out, and some Ghost Pokemon. I don't know, it just felt like it was too easy of a conclusion for them to defeat Eternal Max.
See, Trayman gets it.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome back, Tyrone.
Hey, what's up, bro?
I had a call. Sorry about that.
Hey, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Please
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, and go ahead.
It's fucking Christmas. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
just to jump on Trey's point, though, I really wanted to enjoy it. Like, I really did. It's just that ending, man. That ending happened so damn fast. I didn't get the chance to actually absorb what happened.
Yeah, like the legendaries came so soon and quickly and left like within 2 minutes. I was like, dang.
Yeah, they came, they attacked, they left, and then Ash and Go left, and Sonya was a professor. Okay, it's over.
Yeah. And then I think another thing with that is because, like with the Sun and Moon, we had that episode after where it was kind of like the calm. We could
you
can't really do that.
In a narrative, you create a rising act, you create an introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, and conclusion. We got introduction, rising action, climax, conclusion. We did not get a falling action at all.
There was no room for breathing in this one.
Right.
Breathing.
But Goggles, like, let's hear your side of the story. What did you think about this?
Damn it, Goggles.
What did I do now? Okay, anyways.
You didn't get us $5 today. That's
exactly.
Trey, give him $5. Anyways, all right. So, my notes on this episode and the arc in general. I agree with what everyone else here says was like it should have been longer. Like I agree with some what you guys said was like it happened so fast, and the next episode could have helped out. Also, and I'm not gonna negative because I actually like the episode. I would have liked it more though if it was an extra episode though. Yeah. Some of the highlights I like though is the best starter ever in history finally is here. Anyways,
I think somebody in our group would actually agree to that 100%.
Yeah, probably.
And the fact that it was able to beat up my low take, I'm happy for. It's bullshit, but I'm happy for.
All right.
Also, Lucario's here, which all right, cool. He's finally got it. He got Lucario. Like I said though, it's like it happened so fast.
I just my issue is just that I love the build up to the evolution. I just hate how quick his big moment of shine just sort of brushed off to the side. However, I do want to just say there is one episode that I'm very much looking forward to that seems to touch upon Cinderace and Lucario's teamwork, which is going to happen a couple of weeks from now, where those two are going to have an episode dedicated to Cinderace and Lucario. So I'm excited to see the personality of those two shine in that episode. But like for here, we didn't really get to explore much of it. But you could call it a tease for what is to come. But I really wouldn't expect that from the arc, I would think that they would at least incorporate a little bit more in the arc before we get to those episodes. But that's just my take, though.
One thing I do hope, actually, is like Lucario takes a back seat, though, and Ash's other team members can get some development.
What are you talking about? This thing's not going to take a back seat.
I also want to mention really fast because Sato said actually mentioned this on Twitter. The reason why, and we're going to also get into this because it will also talk about future episodes as well. The reason why Koharu hasn't had development was because the writers didn't realize how long Satoshi and Go's development would take, and that was actually said in an interview.
Really now?
Yes. Sato Seri actually confirmed that because it was said it on a podcast, I believe. So that's why Koharu didn't have development early on because Satoshi and Go's development took a lot more time than they expected.
The character who's been developed for 20 years. Okay, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, because
you have to have establishment in this series because you got to remember, you had to unfuck his face. You had to,
How do you unfuck?
Here's the problem.
It's like a reverse nut. You
The
don't know
show-
how it works. It just sort
Yeah,
of works.
How is that?
Here's the biggest problem with that logic. The show is already like based on the idea that Ash has affected this world in some way, shape, or form because there's reoccurring characters from older series. So we should like it's going off the idea that Ash's character is established already. So what?
Yeah, but the establishment in this series, that's
But-
what they meant.
But like Karina and fuck it, I don't care anymore. Let the show do whatever it wants. Go ahead, Journeys. No, there are no
Hey,
rules
guys,
for
catch you
Journeys.
too.
There's no rules for Journeys. It can do whatever the fuck it wants.
Hey, look at the Sonic clip.
I
Ugly
quit.
little Clint fun run.
I quit. This is the show.
Something
with
went
no,
wrong with the clip, though. Why is it not working? We can't find the clip.
The show has no rules, no structure. Just do whatever you want. Reboot beats Milotic.
No. Cinderace
That was
beats
epic.
Milotic. Let's clarify that part there.
Incinerates beat Milotic. I'm okay
Well,
with
and,
that.
and also, it's one of the best mascot characters in real life because it can actually fucking play soccer.
Mornak says, no buts, Tyrone. Listen to TSS now.
Well, yeah, but actually, if you want to see how great the freaking Cinderace mascot is on Pokemon Kids channel, there's like a 3-minute video on the Cinderace, and he's actually playing fucking soccer,
Yeah.
and it legitimately does tricks and shit. So it makes the best shit ever.
So I do also want to mention we
They
have a
even
poll
go out of
going.
their way to have Ash go back to Alola, literally the series before, and everybody knows him. So we know who. Fuck it. Do whatever you want, Journey.
Oh
Fuck
my
it.
god.
Fuck
God,
it.
he's mad about Journeys, boy. But
I'm
I
not
also want
mad
to mention
about
we
it.
have
I'm
a
just-
poll going on right now. Make sure to give your ratings on the current poll. I really want to hear your thoughts on the arc overall via the ratings. So go at it, chat. I'll leave you guys to it.
Anything else, Goggles? You want to mention
go
about
ahead,
the
Goggles.
arc? So then we can move on to the next one. Then we can move
Yeah.
on to the next preview,
Yeah,
the next episode.
Real briefly, I do want to comment on Leon. He got wasted. I'm gonna say it right now.
Yep.
That boy got wasted.
Yep. Got his ass
And-
whooped.
And not gonna lie, I kind of liked it.
Yeah,
You got
You
me
see-
in the first
see,
half. Not
Goggles
gonna lie.
deserves the $5 tonight. Yeah, he
You know
deserves
what?
the $5.
Here's your $5,
I
my
don't
friend.
Goggles get
Yeah.
canceled.
Damn it, Goggles, you got me in the first half. Not gonna lie.
I don't like Leon.
Oh, you really
My
don't
one
like his
maybe-
character?
I
Damn.
don't like him.
What do you don't
I
like
just
about him?
don't
He's a good dude.
I've been on this roller coaster before. I'm gonna explain it later on in a video. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, I'm
Anyway.
legitimately interested to see that because I've never really seen a lot of people hate on Leon. It's more like people are mixed on him, but never
Real-
straight up like dislike the
Real
character.
briefly though,
I wanted to
I'll just-
dislike him at first, but he's actually grown on me now. He's a pretty cool character.
Yeah, guys, Goggles is biased.
Yeah.
Well then again, though, I'm not surprised.
He's one of those
Then
characters
again, though,
Hey,
realistically, I'm not surprised because a lot of people around the internet they have like differing opinions of everybody. Like, so there's some people that just fucking hate Go's guts. Like, they want to kill him. They want to like freaking
Wow.
eradicate him from the earth. So it's like, okay, whatever. You have your own thing. You have your own opinion on who do you think of the characters. For me, Leon's pretty cool. But they had but at least the anime had to show that he was vulnerable, and they did.
I'll give this art credit though. They did a good job with Leon's like backstory. Why
Let,
he's
let-
strong.
let me bring an example of why I'm upset about this, though, because I know everybody's argument is, oh, they got to make Leon act like he did in the games. Okay, let me ask a question then. Which Diantha do you prefer? The one from X, Y, and Z, or the one from the video game?
The one from the Gotcha
XYZ.
music video, because that one she looks great
Reggie,
in that
shut up.
one. Okay,
Anyway.
I'll go now then. I see.
Which Diantha actually put up a fight? All right then. So I don't want to fucking hear it. The anime can transcend that shit.
Listen, I'm just saying she had a reason why she wasn't there to help with the Lysander stuff. I'm just saying.
But in the anime, she went in.
Oh hell yeah, she went in awesome.
All right. So don't give me this excuse. Oh, Leon did it in the game, so we have to do it in here. Like, no, Leon can still be competent. I'm not saying he has to take the spotlight from Ash and go. But, like, let's say there could have been a struggle with Zacian and Zamazenta, and then Leon could have distracted Eternatus for like a second.
How?
And then that would have given, just do like one air slash to throw off the, like a, you ever seen like a struggle? Like a,
Oh,
like,
you mean
like
he's
a,
going to pull off like what happened with Vegeta with Cell when he hit that
like
attack?
that. Yeah, like that. Just a little struggle between two powerhouses, and that one little distraction gives them the time to burst through and kill Eternatus. That would have been cool, but they didn't do it.
You know who's the
No,
real one that
instead
got hit 30 though in this arc? And
Who?
chat
Sonya.
brought it up. Sonya.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, okay, I'm upset with that. Okay.
Yeah,
She was
they
the-
just sort of
let's
yeeted
not-
her coat on and was like, all right, you're a professor now leave me alone.
Okay, I'm happy she is, but it doesn't feel rewarding to me. It's like there was a reason why we loved it when it happened in the games, because you saw that beginning part to the end. It went to that point. When she got introduced into the series of journeys, it was like, oh, hey, I'm Sonya. I was like the assistant, and then just goes straight to this arc, and suddenly she somehow manages to become the next professor thanks to the assistance of Go, Ash, and the Eternatus. So yeah.
But I would imagine though that there's going to be more plot.
Oh no,
later
I'm
that's
not
gonna be
denying that. I'm just
besides
saying
that.
the build up to the professor thing, I'm not a big fan of. But because it came
It's
so
not that
early,
bad.
though, this means that Sonya Professor Saga is something that
Well,
I'm curious
that
to
means
see.
we're gonna get that. That means we're gonna get Isle of Armor and freaking Crown Tundra.
I can't
shit
wait
in the
for
next
Go
year.
to
I
catch
can't wait for that.
Keldeo. Then let's get at it, boys.
Keldeo. Wait,
No.
yeah,
What the
Keldeo.
fuck?
Oh yeah, wait, yeah, that's right. You mean Calrex.
No, I'm saying Keldeo because
Keldeo
Sonya's
too, because
plot
you can
in
do
the Crown
the
Tundra
Sonya plot
was.
is-
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Calyrex, no. I want. Oh my god, if Calyrex possesses Ash and Go has to do the story shit, I actually would like that a lot because Go is the more technical.
Who's Calrex gonna possess?
No, that's what I'm saying. Ash, let him possess Ash.
No, what if it says go? Fuck.
No, we don't. I don't
No,
want to see Ash
no.
get possessed for the 6th time.
Nah, but see, this is the one I would prefer though. I would
You
love
saw
it.
what happened during Hoopa, right?
Were you surprised? Now,
Shut up.
let's talk about the other surprise then, why don't we? The upcoming episode, I'm just going to say this right now, I hated the preview. I hated the preview so
Yes,
much.
I hate the preview too.
I was like, please, for the love of God, just this once, just give me this little small thing. Use a different song than
Hold
1,
on.
2, 3 preview. Preview begins.
I got
And I'm like, nah, I'm out of this shit.
I got a quick question.
done.
Hold on. I got a quick question for Trey. Trey, what does this sound? What does this sound you? What does this remind you of? We watched the episode together.
Literally, that's what Goggle's same reaction was. He's like, "Oh, come on!" I was like, "What?" Like the music. I was like, "Oh, oof."
Oh.
It was rough, man. I did not like it because it's supposed to be a big deal. It's supposed to mean something. It's supposed to build up to a point. For the music that's so pretty, that's so petty, dude. Yes, because music, like, listen, the reason, and we talked about this behind the scenes comment. There's a reason why people love that preview for the X, Y, and Z when they were in Snowbell City and there was like that snowstorm and all you heard was just a wind whooshing. Like that changes
That's-
a lot for the
good.
preview.
Well,
That
that's
is
good
a good
narrative
preview
episode.
because it's let the ominous vibes
So
carry
good.
the trailer. It is
Like what
a
TSS
great
said,
episode.
music makes the shit. And
Yeah.
sometimes lack of music can make
Yeah,
the
but the
shit.
No,
problem
I'm not-
is
look,
nobody on this continent is gonna fucking see that preview. So
It doesn't matter. It's
No,
still
it doesn't matter.
Legally.
It still happened, and therefore
still
it's something
happened, right.
it's something that imprinted in a lot of fans because it's something you didn't expect, especially when all the other trailers beforehand were all the other Moody songs. But then it transitions into this one and making it something unique to make that episode stand out on its own.
Yeah,
And then the episode delivered. Yeah, it really meant a big deal.
It
for
got
them.
me invested. Yeah.
I'm not saying 1, 2, 3 preview song is underappreciated. I love the song. But
No,
I'm
the
just
song's
saying
great.
that
It
song
doesn't fit
is
in this
just not
situation.
needed for this Mewtwo one.
Yeah.
You hear
There's a
Mewtwo
time and
saying,
place.
like, you hear Mewtwo's voice in this preview, by the way. And it just does not vibe well with that song when he's just asking who's approaching or something like
Who
that.
am I? 1, 2, 3 plays.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
but to be fair, the MPM instrumental played the whole entire OG 279 episodes, 276 episodes.
Yeah, but they
really
never had like a really dark ass, moment in the OS saga.
Saint Anne.
They did it for the Go and Tokyo episode too, so.
Yeah, I just thought it would have felt more appropriate had they used a different song, because they clearly can.
The movie title theme.
They clearly can do it. We've seen, hell, even in this episode, we didn't even point it out. Miyazaki's music was in this episode.
Oh,
yeah, one.
Yeah, one. But the point is, they can do it.
Yeah,
so why couldn't they take that little extra precaution for the preview? I'm just saying, because it's like, I don't know, it makes me feel like the episode is not really trying to build up to what it wants to do. And hell, even the mini previews they posted on Twitter and on YouTube had better choice of music than the one that was here. But that's just simply
Yeah,
a
but you
nitpick
gotta
of mine,
remember.
I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, but you got to remember that shit was probably done in post. Remember that stuff. We've actually seen like Rika in the studio. The preview is done like maybe a week before the episode is supposed to release to television.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sort of shocked.
So that's the thing. But again, you can't really fault, for the fact that
we can't keep making excuses for journeys, though. Like, I feel like Journeys with a lot of shit.
Caramelized onions next.
It gets away with a lot of shit. It's allowed to be lazy because fuck it. Like,
no, it's not even.
If we didn't have to deal with the fucking Backstreet Boys, we get more music too. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll see what happens though.
More music, man.
As once again, I just want to clarify.
And besides,
this
we already have
58
tracks. We have 58 tracks, and that's a nitpick. That's 30 seconds. That really doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. It's just something I wanted to point out.
I think it matters because it's still presentation.
No, they get too much into this, I think.
Yeah, it's just a preview, but I just wanted to bring it up because
you're thinking too much into it. That's the problem. That's the thing. It's when you overanalyze.
No, because look how The Darkest Day presented itself. So now the comparison is in series now. Now I'm comparing Pokemon Journeys to Pokemon Journeys.
But you're also comparing
so that means
something.
They had the ability to
You're also comparing something that's recorded after the fucking
I'm not gonna let that be an excuse. There's so much I gotta let go for Journeys. There's so much I gotta go. Well, Journeys get to pass.
A 30-second fucking preview music.
No, not even just that. Not even just that. There's stuff beforehand about Journeys that we had to let go. Oh, we have to let go of Reboot winning against Milotic. We have to let go of the 4th episode being rushed. We have to
you can have that. You can have that opinion, but I'm just saying you're overanalyzing the fact that 30 seconds of music caused you to fucking get pissed off.
No, I'm not saying that. That's the thing. It didn't cause me to get pissed off. It just made me disappointed because I've seen the anime do better.
And they've done better before.
And they've done better. And I'm not talking about X and Y. I'm talking about this show. They've done better.
That's fine. It's all good.
At the end of the day, we'll see what happens.
Let me have my moment like you've had your X, Y, and Z moment. People never fucking have my fucking moments.
No. We gave you your everybody had their moment. I still think my favorite.
Yeah, but
I still personally believe my favorite moment.
But I'm just saying in general. I'm using
the point that TSS actually brought was the music or the use of music can make an ambiance and it can bring up the hype. Like it did in the Coco trailer. Wow, that was so well done. And I don't even hate The Darkest Day as a whole because the first 2 episodes are really good. They're really good setup for this. Just the bottom half of that was lacking. That's it. That's my only issue.
That being said, it should be fun.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait because it's gonna be canonical.
I'm interested to see how they're going to use Mewtwo.
Is it going to be a one and done, or is there something that they're trying to portray with this? We don't know. It's all still a mystery at this point.
What we do know is VA continuity
and movie continuity. Yeah. This is the first time in a while movie continuity actually ties into the series itself.
And this is technically this is the first time that M1 in a technical standpoint is canonical because you got to remember that Mewtwo Returns technically is a special and not part of the original series, not part of the main canon series. So that should be fun. Should be really fun.
I'm really curious to see how that next week's episode follows the idea that because I read the interview on Twitter, I think it was from Sato Serena, where it's supposed to follow the flow or following the flow, excuse me, from movie one. So I wonder how are they going to incorporate that now, regardless of whether this Mewtwo will be a one-off or a Mewtwo that will appear more than once. I
Right.
still am curious about how they would handle the idea of following the flow of what movie one did, which is what they're doing apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
if they
wonder
can
if
handle that
Mewtwo
well,
Returns
then
is
I'd be
canon
happy.
now.
It might. I mean, that's the thing. See, we can't base it off of just trailers. We have to see it in action. We will see, because if we, I mean, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch Mewtwo Returns this week before we do this. Before we watch this, I'm gonna take notes, and then I'm gonna have it in the back of my head, and I'm gonna watch this, and I'm gonna see if it makes references to that. If it makes no references to Mewtwo Returns, then we know that this is based off of Vanilla M1. If it makes references to Mewtwo Returns, it means it's based off of that one. But it
And
should be
movie
based
one.
off of that one. Yeah, but it should be based off of that one because Mewtwo didn't wipe Satoshi's mind.
Yeah. The only thing I'm asking for from this episode is just for Mewtwo to call out Satoshi by his name before
Yes.
they introduce each other, though.
Correct.
That's all I'm asking for, because that in itself is already continuity. Like I need him to point out, like, oh, you're Satoshi or something, like we've met before. Something before Ash has to call himself out, and then Ash, of course, calling out Mewtwo as well.
Right.
I think that to me is strong potential for great storytelling there. It doesn't mean a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it does make everything that you've put your time into really worth it in the end, because it's like they're acknowledging things that you wouldn't assume they'd acknowledge and actually put it into the story. That's why sometimes a lot of us criticize and analyze and care about these things so much, is because we care about the franchise and we love to see things be pointed out, because sometimes even the little smallest of details can oftentimes be the most important thing than what they're really trying to show up front, And that's
Right.
what we like about Journeys. That's what we like about Sun and Moon with XY, and even past generations. This is why we
That's why
enjoy
we love.
these
That's why we
franchises.
love. And just to make it clear, folks, we love to disagree with each other. Actually, I think it makes great entertainment. But like I said, it's like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You think about what you think about, what you're expecting may not be what other people are expecting. But the whole thing is, we have a great time as a community. We should come together. We should celebrate this series for what it is,
And
even
what
though
it's trying to do, I guess.
what it's trying to do. But yeah, of course we're gonna have our little nitpicks. That's what everything. I have fucking nitpicks on this
Yeah.
series, to be honest.
Yeah, we all do, but that's what makes it fun.
No,
though.
it's like everybody thinks oh, I'm biased for the series because no, because there's some shit I legitimately hate about this series too. Just that you don't really hear it, because realistically, I don't want to complain about shit, because complaining about shit for me is it's not.
It gets nowhere in the end if you think about it.
32 years old. I don't need to fucking complain about shit anymore. I've gone through that phase already in my life. I don't really care anymore. It's like at this point, I don't give a fuck.
You're there.
Yeah, it's like realistically.
All right, well, I really think that's pretty much it for the Mewtwo. I'm not going to say anything for the Mewtwo one, only because we're just going to have to wait and see.
Absolutely.
This is an episode that has to be viewed on its own, and will it live up to what they're attempting to do? Let's see and find out. But they really put themselves on a high pedestal, because this is 20 years here in the making, if you think about it. This took 20 plus years to get to this point. So it definitely is going to be viewed on a high scale for a lot of fans.
Yeah, and then we need to think about what they're going to be doing in year 2, which probably will be Koharu development and maybe some more of the legendaries.
I still love that Koharu's doing the X, Y, and Z pose that Ash had in the poster. I think that's something that I love that fans pointed out. Like, wait, why does that pose look familiar? Oh, it's X, Y, Z Ash pose. I don't think some folks actually know that. We actually talked about that, I think, last week. But it's still something
That
fun to
scares
point
me.
out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that being said, what do you guys say we go and wrap things up for tonight then?
Great, because I have a PS4 to pick up, so I'm good.
All
Ooh,
right, then. Well, we're going to leave you with that. Congratulations on your new console, although I think you're one number off,
I want
buddy.
to see that's technology. He'll make it more advanced than the PS5.
I mean, technically, I already have a computer that's better than PS5. So it
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
Congratulations, he already did it, Tyrone.
That's computer gaming at its finest any damn way. But
Yeah, see, this is why Computer Master Race
That's
is
why I
the
can play
definitive
Switch
route.
games at
yeah,
10.
when he walked me through and made me build the computer, I could already feel like the power.
Absolutely, and we have a great time. You know,
Yeah.
that's the reason why people enjoy our company every single week, and we want to thank you once again for tuning in because we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like it's Thanos with his Infinity Gauntlet. That's how Tyrone probably felt when he got his possessions on all the fucking tech stuff for his PC. That must have been a good feeling. Too bad I'll never experience that feeling, though. Sadly.
Yeah, the thing is though, it's probably going to be it was a broken PS4, but I'm going to be grabbing it because my brother fixed it up, and probably going to put some custom firmware on it because I'm not gonna be doing serious stuff. I'm gonna see what firmware is on it. I'm gonna have fun with it, homebrew stuff. That's usually what I like to do. That's what I usually do with like older game, like well, now you got to call it an old game console. But I just want to test the waters and see what's going on and see what happens. But it should be a fun experience.
All right, so let's go and call it a wrap then, why don't we, Trent?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
first of all, thank you guys so much for being with us here tonight. Thank you to everybody here in the call, to Tyrone, to TSS, Richie, and of course, our folks who came in during the final hour, Trayman and Goggles. Before we go, though, Trayman and as well as Goggles, would you guys like to take this opportunity to
promote yourself?
to promote yourself, let people know where they can find your stuff at. Let's start with Trayman first, then.
Okay, thank you. You can find me on YouTube at Trayman1 and on Twitter at Trayman1_Alola.
All right. What about for you, Goggles?
All right, guys, you can find me on YouTube, also known as Goggle Master. We do PokeChat Live every Saturday, although we skipped out this one because of issues happened. And I have a Twitter also known as Goggle Master 11, so you guys can find me there.
Alrighty then. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in with us for the night. I think now would be a perfect opportunity for us to go and try to go and find someone to raid, I think. So I'm going to go and raid this one person who's trying to go on a shiny hunt for a Ragey Drago right over here. Which I remember JPR was...
It's time to see somebody else drive the bus.
Yeah, apparently they've already done 58,500 attempts so far. So let's go and raid them, why don't we? Give them some love.
Dude, that's
great. What if we raid them and they get it?
Yeah, right. It's the raid
crazy,
love. So
right?
thank you guys again for tuning in for tonight. We can't wait to hear from you guys next week, and we'll talk with all of you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, everyone, and as always, have yourself an awesome day. Bye, everyone.
Wash your fucking hands.
And if you can't go watch, the Pokemon Black commentary episode 18. It's a movie.
Bye.
And wear a mask.
Bye.
All right, let's go take a look right now. Let's go. Cool.
All right.
Stop recording here. One.